And that's it for the pregame show, and we thank you for joining us. Right now it's time to enjoy the Packers and the Falcons coming your way from Lambeau Field. Pat Summerall and John Madden are set to bring you all the action, and we'll see you at halftime.
As the regular season came to a close, a magnificent setting fell upon two NFC teams.
Young running, wants to throw on the run. It's intercepted at the 30. The crowd is going crazy. Mark it down. The Falcons will go to the playoffs in 19.
Yes, he thinks it's over. My goodness, folks. We're going to be here next week.
Visions of the glorious past have suddenly returned to Titletown as the Green Bay Packers lay claim to their first divisional championship in 23 years. All-Pro Brett Favre has pioneered the Green Bay offense to near perfection. 38 TDs, an NFC record. As the Packers commence this new season, they aim to emerge as one of the NFL's elite. The Atlanta Falcons gave themselves a very special Christmas gift after defeating the defending world champions, the 49ers. With it came only their 5th playoff appearance in the last 30 years. A balanced offense has led Atlanta's resurrection to respectability. Today is a new beginning. Lambeau Field is the setting as the second season awaits. For a playoff game better than Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The house is packed as the Atlanta Falcons arrive to play the Green Bay Packers. Cold, but not too cold. 32 degrees the temperature. I'm Pat Summerall with John Madden, and talking about tradition. 1919 it all began here in the city of Green Bay. They've never had any talk about moving the franchise. They're glad pro football is here, and John, this is the place to play a playoff game.
I think if there were to be a shrine to the NFL or a shrine to pro football, it'd be here at Lambeau Field, and this is what it's all about. You just hear these pregame introductions. If you can't get up for this, you can't get up for anything. And you think that the players go to training camp, they play 16 regular season games, they play those games to get here, to get in the playoffs, and then the finality of it. You know that the winner goes on, the loser is out.
These fans here in Green Bay love it. We got here about 8:30 this morning. The parking lots were completely full. Not a place anywhere. Let's talk about the Packer football program, and that's led by Brett Favre. He's had a great year.
Well, he has, and I think if the Packers are going to do it today, and if they're going to continue on, this guy Brett Favre has to do it, because everyone will say, from Mike Holmgren to all his teammates, that this is our MVP, that this is our man, that this is our guy, and if we're going to do it, he's going to do it, and the Packers will go as far as Brett Favre takes them.
As far as the Atlanta Falcons are concerned, Jeff George is their man. He was hurt last week, but he seems okay today.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be okay today, because one thing about Jeff George, he can throw the ball. They use that run and shoot, the 4 wide receivers. He can throw it all over the place. He threw for over 4,000 yards this year, and he's a streak passer, and if he gets hot, he can really get hot.
Both teams with hot-dealing quarterbacks as we get set for the wild card playoff game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Atlanta against Green Bay.
This is LA. We have tons of friends. This is Tosh. This is my wife. This is my neighbor. This is my son-in-law. This is my very good neighbor. This is my number 2 daughter. Hey. This is my neighbor, John. When I found out that I needed surgery, it was kind of a shock.
Luckily, it turned out.
Aflac really helped protect our savings. Just really took the worry away.
Aflac covers the unexpected costs of getting better so you can get on with life.
Don is definitely not a dancer.
Hi, I'm PFC Richards, 502nd Engineer Company. Wishing everybody a happy holiday. Back in Cleveland, rock and roll capital of the world. Hi, Mom and Dad. Bosnia or bust.
My name is Specialist Dwayne Barnes. I'm with the 38th Engineer Company in Hanau, Germany. I'm currently getting ready to deploy to Bosnia. I would like to send shots out to my girl back home in Killeen, Texas. And I would like to send shots out to my family in Birmingham, Alabama. I love you, Mom, and I'll be home next Christmas.
Before the game, the Packers, as a team, no coaches, got together.
And I'm sure that in that huddle, in the middle of that Packer group, just before they went in, was one fired up Reggie White. When you talk to Reggie White, if there's any guy that wants this game and this position in the playoffs more than Reggie White, I don't know who that is.
Craig Hendrick will kick off. Back deep for Atlanta, Eric Metcalf and Jamal Anderson. Line drive kick is going to be handled by the dangerous Eric Metcalf. Good return out to about the 34. Travis Jervey made the stop. Let's look at the Atlanta offense led by Jeff George. Over 4,000 yards in front of him. An offensive line that's done a solid job. Whitfield, Tobeck, Fortin, Gene Williams, and Dave Richards. And the explosive receivers, the Ironhead, Craig Hayward behind George, Burton, Mathis, Metcalf, and Emmanuel, the receivers. They spread them out, and the Packers face a challenge in slowing this group down. First down, Atlanta at their own 33. George. Incomplete. Aimed it at Emmanuel. Good coverage. The Green Bay defense. Front four, Jones, Yurkovich, Gilbert Brown, and Matt LaBounty in place of Reggie White. Two linebackers, Kuntz and Simmons. Five defensive backs as they open with the nickel. Evans, Teague, Pryor, Butler, and Newsom. Second and 10 from the 33. Atlanta with the ball. Three-man front. George, deep. Picked off. George Teague, the interception. Teague still on his feet, still whirling close to the 21-yard line. Gene Williams finally made the stop. And those turnovers, as you saw yesterday in Detroit against Philadelphia, they will kill you.
As you said, Pat, the Packers on first down, they were in a four-man line. This time they went to a three-man line. They had three linebackers in there, five defensive backs. Teague was just sitting back there. They had two free safeties. He was the free safety on the right side. He read that all the way, and he just jumped right in front at the end.
Timed it perfectly. First and 10, Green Bay at the Atlanta 22. Morgan, first down. DJ Johnson made the stop, and here's the Green Bay offense led by hot-handed Brett Favre. In front of him, an offensive line that's been together since game one. Rutgers, Taylor, Winters, Galbraith, and Dotson. Edgar Bennett, the runner. Dorsey Levens, the blocker. Morgan, Brooks, and Shimura.
First down.
They go with wide receivers. Four of them. On first down, Favre going to work. Incomplete. His intended receiver slipped down. That was Antonio Freeman. Let's look at that Atlanta defense. A few snow flurries begin to fall. Dolman, Gardner, Pierce Holt, and Chuck Smith up front. Darrell Talley, Jesse Tuggle, and Clay Matthews, over 100 years. DJ Johnson, Devin Bush, Kevin Ross, Darnell Walker, the secondary. Second and 10. Three wide receiver this time. Tight end to the right side. Bennett's the deep back. Hold it a second. Dick Hantak is the referee, excuse me.
I was just going to say it wasn't too much time because I looked at the clock and there was still time in the clock.
False start. Offense number 72 went to a three-point stance, came back up prior to the snap.
Earl Dotson.
Still second down.
Yeah, what the rule is, when those offensive linemen, when they get down in a stance and they set, they have to stay set. And here's Dotson here, and what they said that he got down. You see in a three-point stance, then he got up again. See, when he put his hand down, you can't move your hand. He put his hand down, picked it up, and put it down again.
If he had just left his hand on his knees, that's okay.
Right, he could stay in an up stance, but once he puts a hand down, it has to stay.
They need 15, screen pass to Bennett. And the Falcons cover it in a hurry. Chris Dolman played it well.
Yeah, that was a big penalty on Earl Dotson because that put him back. Instead of having normal yardage, that put him in long yardage. Then they run a screen pass. I don't know where that one came from. And they lose again. Now they have third and real long.
18.
And I think now they have their field goal here. So I still think even though it's third and 18, this ball has to be thrown into the end zone. Here's where you take a shot.
They go with 3 wide receivers. Favre rushed and down he goes. Flag on the play as well. Chris Dolman was there.
And that's going to be in the area of offensive holding. And I'm sure the Falcons will turn it down. Well, it's clipping, but it's the same thing, and I'm sure that the Falcons will decline that.
Well, maybe
the field goal.
If they push him back,
Clipping.
they might get him out of field goal
Offense,
range.
number 73. Penalty is declined.
It is declined.
Fourth
You're right.
down.
Yeah.
You were a coach.
I would think so because even it's going to be a long field goal, and you're going to see the clip. It's going to be right there, right. You see when he comes back, he gets beat right there in the line of scrimmage. That was Aaron Taylor, and then when he comes back, he clips him from behind.
Just tripped Jumpy Gathers.
And Jumpy Gathers is a tough guy to block.
Boy.
You have to get him any way you can, but not clip him.
Chris Jackie will try from 46 yards out with Hendrick holding. Enough distance, but not good. He pulled it. And the Falcons escape. It's still 0-0, and we're in the first quarter at Lambeau Field.
Izwakeleyo nansoke ingoma. Ulele nodi. Kuyini kona lokho?
I-IBM kit drives.
Ha, nami ngingakwazi ukwenza.
Ha, kulula.
Haw. Iliqhawe band. Nami ngizozitholela lento yakwa IBM.
We're usipimbo longeleleza kwezomdabu. We're jabu usipimbo longeleleza.
This holiday season, we'd like to thank you for helping Lexus attain the highest customer loyalty of any luxury import. So we're celebrating with a December to Remember sales event. Thanks to Lexus corporate support, you'll find remarkable year-end values on the finest cars on the road. So don't miss the December to Remember sales event. When it comes to customer loyalty, Lexus is the toast of the town. Lexus wishes you the happiest of holidays.
This Fox NFC Wildcard Special is brought to you by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet. By Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. By Sony Maximum Television, hear and see everything you pay for. And by Dockers Flat Front Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
Those geese just made a brief stop on the way south.
Well, that was kind of an ugly start for the Packers, huh? They had 2 penalties by their 2 guards, or a guard and a tackle, and then they had a screen pass that they lost 3 yards on.
Ugly start for both teams. The Falcons got the kickoff and got the interception. Jeff George changing plays. It's first down. Ironhead Hayward gets a carry. He is stopped by Matt LeBounty.
Matt LeBounty is the guy that is playing for Reggie White. We talked to Reggie White yesterday. We talked to Mike Holmgren, and they thought that he would play about 15 plays. They want to pick the spots, and I imagine those spots, at least early in the game, would be second and long and third and long yardage situations. And I don't think they're going to play him a lot at end. I think they're going to play him more inside as a tackle position.
He says that hamstring injury hurts him when he has to come around the corner.
Packers are in a three-man line again. This is the defense that they got the pick in last time.
They showed blitz, but then didn't. They got a good rush for three men. George Metcalf, he's going to score. The Falcons break on top.
And that's the thing about Jeff George. He has a strong arm. You talk about quarterbacks in this league, and you take the strength of their arm, and one of the strongest armed quarterbacks in the league is Jeff George. Here's Metcalf here. Now, he's in the slot. Now, he's running a pattern here. He's going to go out and up. Now, when they see George at anytime he scrambles, he just tells them, go deep, because he has an arm that no matter where he is or where they are, he can get it to them.
65 yards from George to Metcalf. Morton Anderson now for the extra point. So many great years with the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons just couldn't really believe he was available when they got him. 7-0 Atlanta.
Speed kills.
And a good arm helps. Falcons lead at 7-0.
I got it.
Tap the Rockies, cruise light. Tap the Rockies, cruise light. Hey!
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies, cruise light.
To all beef patties, some kind of sauce. La 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 la. Pickles and onions and some other stuff too. Woo 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 woo. I got it.
Even if you can't sing the Big Mac song, you can still get two for just $2. The irresistible taste of McDonald's Big Mac. Two for $2 for a limited time. So sing it, say it, or just ask for a Big Mac.
Does anybody have a couple of bucks?
Have you had your Mac today?
Does anyone have any money?
This holiday season, we'd like to thank you for helping Lexus attain the highest customer loyalty of any luxury import. So we're celebrating with a December to Remember sales event. Thanks to Lexus corporate support, you'll find remarkable year-end values on the finest cars on the road. So don't miss the December to Remember sales event. When it comes to customer loyalty, Lexus is the toast of the town. Lexus wishes you the happiest of holidays.
Fox proudly congratulates the series and the stars nominated for the 45th Annual Golden Globe Awards.
Yes!
The Atlanta Falcons lead Green Bay 7-0 at Lambeau Field. Antonio Freeman and Travis Jervey back deep. Morton Anderson to kick it off. Very little wind, which is rare for this time of year in this part of the country. They were talking about 5 miles an hour at game time. That's an Atlanta club record just set from George to Metcalf, 65 yards at completion. Anderson's kickoff is short, going to be handled by Freeman. He can fly. Great return by Antonio Freeman. He gets into Falcon territory, 42 yards. He brought it back.
That's why it's just touchdown again here, Pat. Well, what happens is Jeff George comes here, then he gets outside the containment here. And then he has a rule that any time that he gets outside the containment, you see here, they got him. Now he comes to the outside, and the rule is when he gets outside the containment, all receivers go deep. So when he comes out and he got out to the right side, all he did was look deep, and the guy that he saw was Eric Metcalf.
Two tight ends for the Packers. Bennett was the back. Shimura makes the reception. Run out of bounds by Kevin Ross.
Did you see Eric Metcalf at the end? You know how Robert Brooks, when he scores a touchdown here, he jumps into the stands? Yep. Watch Metcalf, Pat, here at the end. He kind of fakes it, like he's going to do, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Pretty good form, though.
What they did, you know, when Brooks jumps in there, they throw him back out. If Eric Metcalf jumped in, they may keep him in there.
And activated. That's Bennett running strong down inside the 30 to about the Atlanta 27. Stopped by ex-49er. Here's hope.
You know, I like what Mike Holmgren said about Edgar Bennett. He says he's a great lousy field player.
Yeah.
And they don't know why. You know, I mean, there's a guy from Florida State. In fact, he looked like he got injured.
He's coming out.
On that play. And we talked to him, you know, and he said he doesn't know why he plays well on lousy fields and cold weather, but it's just one of those things that he always does, always has.
Had a bad ankle all year long. Dorsey Levens is the lone setback. Outside it goes to Robert Brooks, and Brooks goes out of bounds. A Packer first down at the Atlanta 20.
You said, in fact, he said yesterday, Edgar Bennett, he said, I can't wait until the season's over, and I'm sure he didn't mean that he wanted the season to be over to get this ankle taken care of. He said, I'm going to have it scoped. He said, but I can't do it until the season's over.
But all year long, he's been playing with that bad ankle.
And playing very well.
Oh,
heck,
yeah.
he rushed for over 1,000 yards.
It's the first time that's happened to the Packers in a long time.
Yeah, Turdell Middleton.
Right.
Get him out of those quotes.
Levens, the ball carrier. In the neighborhood of the Atlanta 15, make it the 16.
You know, we were talking about earlier that the Packers are going to be as good as Brett Favre is. And, you know, they have a little running game, but they're still not a running team. I mean, the Green Bay Packers are a passing team, and if they're going to win, if they're going to move the ball, they're going to do it with a pass.
Mo Gardner is down. Jumpy Gathers is already in the game to replace him. They don't lose much when Jumpy comes in, as long as he can last.
No, in fact, they gain a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
Jumpy Gathers is one of the best inside pass rushers in football.
And has been for a long time with that forklift.
Yeah, he has that human forklift. He just picks those guards up and takes them, delivers them right to the quarterback's lap.
Atlanta leads in this NFC wild card contest 7-0 over Green Bay.
Did you know that during the 17th annual Toyota-thon, you could get $2,000 in value package savings on a Toyota T100? Did you know that the Toyota Tacoma 4x4 was named Pickup Truck of the Year? Or that you can lease a Tacoma 4x2 for only $199 a month? Well, I did. How did I know? I heard my sister's boyfriend tell her about 1,000,000 times.
So which one do you think I should get?
How about both? Don't forget, Toyota-thon ends soon.
Starlight, star bright. The first star I see tonight. I wish I may. I wish I might. Make my wish come true tonight.
Are you planning on serving heartburn for the holiday?
But, Dad, you love peppers.
I love sausage too, but my stomach.
Ah, wait till you see the appetizer.
Pepsid AC acid controller?
Take one little Pepsid AC before dinner, and you can stop heartburn before it even starts.
Stop heartburn before it starts?
You see, Dad, Pepsid AC controls acid for 9 hours through the night so you can sleep.
Oh. Say, you think we have enough peppers?
For the holidays, you can be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC. This New Year's, it's in with the new and out with the old. This marriage is over. A brand new Melrose Place this Monday.
You know what that is?
It's an anemometer.
And that's our reading on the anemometer. Took me 2 years to learn how to say it. It's 34 degrees.
What are those twos doing there then?
I don't know.
That's 2.
Oh, that's the wind.
Well, the wind is 2. The wind chill is 34. I don't know.
3 wide receivers.
It's cold anyway. I don't care what that thing says.
Me either. Edgar Bennett, who came back in the game, gets the carry. Gets down inside the Falcon 15 to about the 14.5. Stopped by Jesse Tuggle. Now there's a guy, Jesse Tuggle, and we met with them last night. He was ready to play last evening.
Yeah, and I think Jesse Tuggle's the type of guy who's ready to play all the time. You know, he doesn't have a lot of interceptions. He only has 3 all year, but he said in practice he had 3 this week, and when he gets them in practice, he gets them in a game. And he thinks he's going to get 1 or 2 in this game.
Here's Favre. Gets it to Brooks over the middle, and that'll be enough for Green Bay first down. It'll be 1st and goal at about the 7.5.
There's an amazing guy, Robert Brooks.
Really?
You know, I was watching him practice on Friday. He reminds me a lot of Jerry Rice. He just goes full speed all the time. You see him here. In fact, that's a pattern that Jerry Rice runs, is that crossing pattern where you just come short underneath, find a hole, slow up, continue on. And Mike Holmgren says that, too. He says that he has the same work ethic that Jerry Rice has.
And when you put yourself or get yourself in that category, you've done pretty well. Here's Favre. Over the head of the intended receiver.
And Jesse Tuggle almost got that interception, Pat, that he was talking about. So he says he doesn't give it in position for a lot of them, but he said he just feels good about this week. And you see him, the ball was tipped there, and it was tipped right in the area where Jesse Tuggle was, right there. In fact, he could have gotten that on a bounce.
Chuck Smith deflected. It was intended for Levens. 2nd and goal with the 8. The move man. The handoff is to touchdown Green Bay.
He may jump in. He did jump in. With Brooks, they got a double jumper.
A triple. There are 3 of them in there.
There's 3 of them in there?
Morgan's in there also.
Yeah, 3 came out, too. That's the good news. You know what Edgar Bennett did on that one, though? He took the ball with him. When Robert Brooks does it, he doesn't take the ball with him. Watch this lead here. Good block by Levens.
Oh, yeah.
Good cut back there by Edgar Bennett. And then when he gets in the end zone, he looks back just to check. No one's hurt. There's no flags. And no, he didn't take the ball with him. He left it there.
The extra point is good, and it's all tied up at 7. 8:17 left to play in the first quarter at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. It's the Packers 7, Atlanta 7.
Sony Maximum Television presents Sounds of the Game with John Madden.
Hey, if you want to really feel the game, you got to hear what's going on down here. The booms, the bams. Just listen.
Find out how the Steelers defense celebrates a great hit after this.
This is gonna hurt. Your favorite videos and TV shows come to you in dynamic surround sound. But if you don't have the right stuff, you're not hearing what you pay for. Fortunately, all you need are Sony Maximum speakers for instant surround sound.
You're mine, baby.
And add a Sony Trinitron TV for maximum visual impact. Maximum television, only from Sony. Now, only from Blockbuster Video, get up to 15 free rentals when you buy any Sony Maximum TV product.
KO, man! Get me on KO! Hey, if you're not hearing it all, you're not getting the full impact. Whoa! Wow!
Did you know that right now you can get one of the best deals ever on a Toyota 4Runner? Neither did my sister's boyfriend until I told him. Thanks to me, he just leased one for only $279 a month. Why? Because Toyota dealers are celebrating the 17th annual Toyotathon.
This is definitely cool.
Definitely.
Definitely. You've got to hurry. Toyotathon's ending soon.
Stacy has a New Year's date with Melrose Place's Thomas Calabro.
Have a happy New Year.
Mon plaisir, you big slab of meat cake.
On a brand new Ned and Stacy Monday.
Back at Lambeau Field, 7-7 tie. We're in the first quarter with 8:17 left. Jamal Anderson and Eric Metcalf, who scored the Atlanta touchdown, back deep for the kickoff from Craig Hendrick. Short kick. Very short. Metcalf. To the 35-34, stopped by Jerby.
Let's watch his touchdown again, Pat. Here's Edgar Bennett. He's going to start here, but he's going to cut back to his right because of the job that Earl Dotson and Galbraith do here. Watch, they come and collapse his whole line here so Bennett can cut right back there. Now, it's supposed to go to the left, but watch the right side of the line. You see that? Look at that collapse job there. They collapsed that whole line of scrimmage, and then he was able to cut back.
There's that wall.
I know it. I mean, that's a collapse. That's a collapse wall.
First down, Atlanta at their own 35. George. Rushed, and down he goes. Sean Jones. And Gilbert Brown.
Well, here you'll see the receiver. See, he has 3 guys on one side. That's part of the run and shoot. He has a combination here. He has short, medium, and deep. That was great coverage, so there was no one open there. And then that kind of flushed Jeff George out to the left, and Sean Jones was just out there waiting for him.
I don't know where the term coverage sack came from, but if there ever was one, that was it.
We just looked at it, didn't we?
Yeah. George gives to Hayward. And the iron head. Right now for McDonald's game break, let's send you back to Hollywood Studios and James Brown.
And great moments in Lambeau Field history, Pat, as Bart Starr and Vince Lombardi discuss strategy aiming for their 3rd straight NFL championship. 3rd and goal at the 1 with 117. Let's take it back to Pat and John.
I'll never forget that day.
I don't think anyone that's ever watched football or knows football history will ever forget that day.
I was standing right down there. 3rd down. George bobbles the snap from center, gives it to Ironhead, and he loses a couple. Now he comes out of the pack, but it's over.
Now, they tried to surprise him and sneak a trap in there, but they can't do it. You don't want to get Ironhead mad. I think that's why George Teague is up there patting him on the shoulder and the head. Gilbert Brown gets a little penetration here. You see the exchange, and Jeff George never got the ball.
He didn't.
That ball came up and went right up through his hands. Then you're going to see big number 93 in there. See Gilbert Brown? And then once big Gilbert Brown gets in there, he weighs about 350 pounds. You're not going to go anywhere.
When you pat Ironhead on the head, you got a handful.
8 1/4's worth.
Yeah. Antonio Freeman deep for Green Bay. Dan Straczynski to punt for Atlanta. Good kick. Freeman never signal fair catch. Falcons wisely let him catch it, but they were right there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though you don't fair catch, you have to give the guy the right to catch the ball. And then after he catches it, then you can really level him.
He was there to smother him.
Look at Mark Chmuria there. You see that tattoo he has on there?
Superman.
Look at that right there. Yeah, Superman. Brett Favre has one of those too, but Brett Favre's is higher up that you can't see it. Chmura, who's Brett Favre's best friend and one of his favorite receivers, and going to the Pro Bowl, said if he wants one of those on me, I'll put one of those on me.
And then he goes and gets in his phone booth. First down. Atlanta showing blitz. Favre looking deep for Brooks. Flag on the play. Penalty marker down. Ron Davis was the defender.
And they were bumping all the way down the field, Pat. Brooks was out there. Ron Davis was bumping.
Defense, number 28. Penalty is declined. First down.
Brooks caught the ball after all that.
And you're going to see him out here. And you'll see now, he knows right now, Ron Davis knows that he's going to go to the post. And the bumping starts there. I think the first bump was Brooks's bump.
Yep.
And I think it was Brooks's bump all the way. Now, I don't know why they declined the penalty. Why would they?
Because he caught it.
Oh, yeah, but he didn't catch it.
No, he didn't. No, I don't know.
No, I don't think. No, I think he thought that he caught it, but he didn't catch it. That was an incomplete pass, so they better take the penalty and be happy that they got it, because I think the guy that pushed first was Robert Brooks.
This is Bennett on first down. Edgar Bennett inside the Atlanta 40 to about the 38. Chris Dolman made the stop.
So that was a 35-yard penalty on that play that I think they did say declined, but if they declined it, then the ball would have been back where it was. So it had to be that they accepted the penalty.
They did say he declined.
But I think Ron Davis really played that pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, he was off there. He knew it was going to be a post by Robert Brooks, and he ran there.
Favre, Brooks, and a Packer first down. Stopped by Pierce Hope, who came out from his defensive tackle position. That must have been one of those zone blitzes.
That was one of those zone blitzes, and you're going to see Pierce Holt is in the middle, and he starts out 95. You see him, and when they rush a linebacker or a defensive back, and then they can still zone by dropping a defensive lineman out.
3 wide receivers for the Packers. Edgar Bennett, the lone back. Snow flurries start to fall. Bennett near the 20.
Yeah, we hear the word zone blitz all the time, and we talk about it, and to show exactly what it is you're going to have a blitz, and usually when you blitz, if you bring 5 guys, then you have to man. But if you drop a guy, like you drop a defensive lineman out, then you can pick up. Seeing this lineman here takes the place of a linebacker, so you can still play zone. So what you're doing is you're blitzing on one hand, but not being forced to play man-to-man.
Second and 3. Bennett gets the first down. That Packer offensive line is doing an excellent job.
Well, and Mike Holmgren's doing an excellent job of calling plays. We know that he scripts the first 15 plays. And if you look at him, he ran the ball 7 times, passed the ball 9, because that was the 16th play there. Now he goes to his adjustments. Now he's already called his 15 plays, and he goes to his adjustments off those 15.
That was Falcon head coach June Jones and his quarterback, Jeff George. 2 tight ends now, Keith Jackson and Shimura. Here's Favre. End zone, touchdown Brooks. And now we'll jump again. 14 yards from Favre to Robert Brooks.
And that's the second play by Brooks. The first one was that deep one against the blitz and the penalty. Here you're going to see him right up here. You just see he's going to come like he's going to the post. Then he's going back to the corner. And Walker, the corner who was covering him, slipped. And that's the thing that we talked about earlier, that it may be slippery, but it's a Packers slippery. It may be dirt out there, but it's the Packers dirt. It's their field.
The extra point by Jackie is good. You wonder why Robert Brooks does that jump into the stands after a touchdown. He told us what he had in mind yesterday.
It came about from Leroy Butler in '93. Caught a pitch from Reggie White and just continued on through the end zone and jumped in the stands, and I thought it was great. So actually, Leroy, if I could borrow it, because I thought I was going to be in the end zone a lot more than he was. And I mean, it's something that I think the fans love and we love, so it makes us want to score a touchdown.
And indeed, they do love it, because he does it after a Packer touchdown.
And it just kind of goes with Robert Brooks and the Green Bay Packers and Lambeau Field and this whole setting. But he really made a move on Darnell Walker, because Walker started to go in. He went in like he was going to the post. We call that a post corner, where you sell post, then go back to the corner.
Yeah, this crowd loving it as the Packers lead by a touchdown now.
Just watch the move again. You see how he got that move, and Walker, when he started to go into that post, he slipped. That's why it may be dirt, but when it's your dirt, you understand it, and the other guy has to adjust to it.
Eric Metcalf and Jamal Anderson deep for another short kickoff. This is Metcalf. Coverage is good. He gets out to about the 26. Jeff Thomason made the stop.
You know, the other thing, when you get into playoffs, we always talk about this, but you can see it. You can see it in the pictures. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it in the stands, that the intensity rises a level. And I think you have a preseason level of intensity, a regular season, an end-of-the-season level, and then another jump up when you get in the postseason play.
No question about it. You've been through it as a coach. I've been through it as a player. And it's another level.
I loved it. It was the best time of the year. I mean, if you weren't here, then you didn't have a successful year.
George gives to Hayward. Couple. George, Teague, and Leroy Butler make the stop.
One thing they know about Ironhead is you have to get him. You have to get him in the backfield. You have to get penetration. You can't let him square up, because if he squares up and he gets started and he gets a run at you, he is tough to bring down.
He doesn't look as big as he is. He goes about 255, 256. He doesn't look that big.
Yeah, but he used to go 290, remember?
Yeah.
He said then he was really top heavy. He said you take his head and his stomach. He said that's a lot to carry over your feet.
George back to throw. Quick screen to Hayward. And they play it well. Fred Strickland. As soon as Ironhead made the reception, Strickland was right there.
We talked to the Packers yesterday. They said the two things that they have to stop are the screen and the draw. And they worried about that. There's Ironhead here. He's coming out on a little screen, and Fred Strickland is right there. They were worried about this play. Because Fritz Shermer says, if you take away the screens and the draws, then you can handle the other stuff.
Reggie White moves to the outside on the end of the Packer defensive line. This is where we didn't think, and he didn't think he'd be. They run a stunt. And George has to come out of there deep again to Metcalf. And Metcalf down the sideline to the 20.
See, that's that same pattern. It's the same thing that Jeff George, when he starts to scramble, he's going to come to the outside.
That's not Metcalf. That's Mathis. I saw the one.
Yeah, it's Terrence Mathis, and you're going to see he's in the slot here. He's coming right across on the bottom of the screen. Now you see him turn up right there. He saw Jeff George. At the moment that he saw him scramble or get outside to his right, Terrence Mathis just turns up the field. See, now it starts out as a roll left. There's no one open. Now Jeff George comes out here. Terrence Mathis sees him, comes out there, and instead of running across, he turns his press off and goes deep.
That was a gain of 55. Hayward gets the carry. He's tied up right at the line of scrimmage. Gilbert Brown. You can see the snowflakes starting to fall now.
There's some other stuff coming in here, Pat. I don't know if this is fog or what. Remember that playoff game in Chicago, the Eagles and the Bears, when they played that fog bowl? There's something else coming in here besides snow flurries. I don't know, when it starts looking gray and stuff like that, I don't know, but it's surrounding this place. I'm not a weatherman.
2nd and 9. And you can see stuff coming in, though.
Yeah, I can.
George. J.J. Burden made the catch and then slipped down.
And I also know that if you're a Packer defender, that anytime Jeff George gets outside of containment, you better run deep, because all those Falcon receivers are running deep. And I'll tell you, they got that play down well. That's been their best play in this first quarter.
And just about the only successful play. As George heads for the sideline, he's going to let the first quarter just expire. Mathis, who made the long reception, and Metcalf, who scored the touchdown. It's 14-7. Green Bay leads Atlanta after 1.
Aquí estamos firmes en la 18 Broadway. He's jumping. Get him down. Get over here.
What's going through his head? The street if he jumps.
Maybe I should move my car.
Nice pants.
Dockers, flat front khakis.
I should have gotten a dog.
Как твоя фирма по продаже колготок? Прекрасно, с тех пор, как я позвонила в IBM. IBM? Ага. Все девочки это делают. У IBM есть чудный способ заглядывать в базу данных и добывать миллионы идей. Называется Data Mining. Data Mining?
They going with Hertz?
I don't know.
Oh, no. This is exactly how it started last time. Did they reserve a big enough car in our baby seat?
Not exactly.
Did we get computerized driving directions like Hertz?
Not exactly.
Oh, remember what happened?
Exactly.
For over 75 years, nobody knows what you need exactly like Hertz.
See? They did rent from Hertz. I knew they had good taste.
Not exactly. Get a load of our outfits. Look at his shoes.
On January the 2nd, Alien Nation returns with an all-new world premiere movie. The alien doorway is open to a new world more powerful than any drug or more dangerous than anyone could possibly imagine. Don't miss Alien Nation, Millennium, on the Fox Tuesday night movie.
Jeff George has 4 completions, Pap. 65 yards, 55 yards. Those were the 2 scrambles. 6 yards and minus 4 yards.
3rd and 3 at the Green Bay 13-yard line.
This is where I think the run and shoot has problems. Not inside the 20, but in this short yardage type thing.
Well, they squeeze the field down so you can shoot, but you can't run as far. George. Incomplete. J.J. Burden had it. And then when he fell, he lost it.
He was working on Lenny McGill. And this is that one that stop fade, where he's going to throw it to his back shoulder. And he doesn't look. And Burden doesn't look. And they throw it to his back shoulder. You see, he starts like he's going to run a fade, and then he's going to throw it short. Now, that's not an accident. The Falcons practice on that. I watched them practice on that pass one day for an hour, just on that fade stop.
Anderson, the field goal attempt with Straczynski holding. Morton Anderson puts more points on the board for the Falcons from 31 yards out. Anderson's success makes it 14-10. Green Bay over Atlanta.
Time is running out, but there's one last chance at big year-end savings. It's Hyundai's Beat the Clock clearance. Time for up to $1,500 factory cash on an airbag-equipped 95 Elantra. Time for a durable, fun-to-drive 96 Accent. Now just $77.85. And now time for $1,500 factory cash on a luxurious 95 Sonata. It's the biggest event of the year. So beat it to your Hyundai dealer now, because there's no time like the present. Call 1-800-826-CARS for the Hyundai dealer nearest you.
Now get the best seat in any house. The Miller Lite Super Bowl 30 inflatable chair. To get yours, look for details where you see this display. Only from Miller Lite, official sponsor of Super Bowl 30. Life is good.
So what's it going to be, Dion? Football or baseball?
Both, boss.
Both?
Both.
Offense or defense?
Both.
Both?
Both.
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 Pizza Hut. Meat lovers or stuffed crust pizza?
Both.
Both? Both.
Want it all? Now Pizza Hut offers our Lovers Line toppings. Meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, or supreme. Piled high in a stuffed crust pizza.
So what'll it be, Dion? 15, 20 million?
Both.
Both. You'll love the stuff we're made of.
This Fox NFC Wildcard Special is brought to you by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet. By the Accent, Elantra, and Sonata from Hyundai, some of the best ideas on the road. And by Hertz, for business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz.
There was a little snow overnight here in Green Bay.
And look at that fog coming in. That's outside there. If that gets in here, you wonder what's going to happen here because it looks like it's coming in right now.
Anderson's kickoff sails to Antonio Freeman. Short kick. Freeman is hit hard at about the 33.
Yeah, this is good hitting weather down there, but I think it's bad kicking weather.
It looks like it.
You know, anytime they say, well, it's not that cold, it's not, you know, baloney. Cold is cold, and cold affects the game.
It affects the ball.
Well, yeah, and the balls get hard, and the balls get slick, and they're tough to handle. And then the footing gets hard, and the footing gets slick, and that stuff. So, you know, you got the Falcons playing the Packers, but you also have both teams playing the elements.
Brett Favre on 1st and 10 has 3 wide receivers. Edgar Bennett deep. Favre back to throw it. Pass complete to Shimura.
They have to work those cleats all the time because, you know, that mud. And again, the only grass on this field is really in the middle of the field. And then the sides are just all dirt. You see, with the wind chill, it's 28 degrees.
And getting colder.
But here's a field here that all this stuff here is just dirt. So then when that gets wet, then that turns into mud. Then that gets in your cleats. Then you have to have a guy like chip it out of there so you can get your footing. Big old guys need their footing.
2nd and 10. That pass was incomplete. Favre to Brooks. That one's complete. He doesn't get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. That forecast you saw a minute ago was for flurries and fog. That's not a forecast. It's here.
Yeah, it's here. Look at that. This guy's a cold weather player. And
it doesn't figure, does it?
Yeah, 32 degrees or under, he's undefeated. And he says he doesn't know why. And he says, well, maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe it's because I got big hands.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's from Kill, Mississippi. He doesn't know. Sidearms it to Mark Ingram, who's cut down short of 1st down yardage. That was 3rd. It looks like it might be about a half yard short.
Now this is going to be an interesting call here, and if it's not a 1st down in this situation, the Packers are going to have to punt. I think Holmes is just hoping there. Yeah, I know as a coach you're going, you know, don't leave it short. Don't leave it short. Don't give me one of those decisions I have to make.
Yeah, you get the idea. You look at Mike Holmgren. He's a guy who appears to be enjoying his work. He loves coaching.
Yeah, he's enjoying it this year. Well, he's enjoying it all the time, but he said that this has been his most fun year. Boy, this is a tough one. This is really tough. You have to punt, but it's only inches.
And it's right in front of you.
And you know with a quarterback sneak, you could probably get it. But in this game, in this situation, you have to do what Mike Holmgren just did there, or is going to do here. But you don't want to do that. I mean, you just wish that your receiver, Ingram, in that case, had just gotten a couple more inches or known where that 1st down stick was. Or run his pattern a yard deeper.
It was only about a foot short, and it took place right in front of him. And you know, in most places, if you didn't go for it as a coach, you'd be booed roundly and loudly. But here, you don't hear anything.
Yeah. I mean, this is special. And I said earlier, you know, if they were going to build a shrine, or if there is a shrine to pro football, to me, it's right here, Green Bay.
Hendricks kick. Metcalf signals fair catch. Makes it at the 20. Falcons will take over at that point. 1st and 10 at their own 20 after a 37-yard punt by Hendricks.
It can't be. I got to see. It is. The 365.
Boss, give a look.
Ugye ez egy IBM ThinkPad 365-ös.
Az bizony.
It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
you. That's my boss. What a guy, huh? Dun, da 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 da, ba da da, na na na, ba da 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 da. Somebody pinch me.
No batter, no batter, no batter, no batter. No stick. Swing batter. Home baby, home baby.
If your next meal might be some time off, remember, nothing satisfies like Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
That's all right. Time is running out, but there's one last chance at big year-end savings. It's Hyundai's Beat the Clock clearance. Time for up to $1,500 factory cash on an airbag-equipped 95 Elantra. Time for a durable, fun-to-drive 96 Accent. Now just $77.85. And now time for $1,500 factory cash on a luxurious 95 Sonata. It's the biggest event of the year. So beat it to your Hyundai dealer now, because there's no time like the present. Call 1-800-826-CARS for the Hyundai dealer nearest you.
Courtney Thorne-Smith. She's bold. She's brassy. She's hyphenated. Look for her on this Monday's Partners.
And what?
Catch up brand new Partners Monday on Fox.
Here, nearby is the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame, and you look at some great names. Herb Adderley, Willie Wood, you saw a minute ago. It all began here in 1919. Vince Lombardi, of course, in '62. Earl E.L. Curly Lambeau, 1919 was when Curly first became involved with the Packers. Vince Lombardi, 59 through 67.
Yeah, we played him when I was at Oakland in his last game. That was Super Bowl II in Miami. Talking to Ken Herock from the Falcons yesterday, who was on that team. He says, now I can see why we lost when I look at all these great players in the Hall of Fame.
Jeff George going deep. Intended for Bert Emanuel. And again, let's send you back to Hollywood and McDonald's Game Break. And here's James Brown.
Pat, here's one you know about. Vince Lombardi's first NFL championship, New Year's Eve, 1961. That man, Paul Hornung, MVP in that contest with 19 points, including this touchdown run and a rout of the Giants for the first title game ever in Green Bay. Back to Pat and John.
He had to say it was a rout. I played in that game.
Yeah, then you said that was one of the longest plane ride home.
Oh,
Someone
boy.
asked you yesterday, did you ever have a long plane ride home after a rout?
I sure did. That day.
That day.
Second and 10, George. Chase gets rid of it. To Mitch Lyons. Rarely does a tight end catch a pass in this Atlanta offense. And Lyons got nothing out of that reception.
George Teague read that all the way. One thing that they're going to do is they're going to get on him, and if they're going to throw that short thing and that dump thing, they're going to make him pay for it. They want to put the quarterback on his back, then they're going to have someone on all those short receivers. The Green Bay defense has really played well today. The only problem they've had is when they've lost containment, let Jeff George get to the outside and let the receivers get deep.
Reggie White in the Packer defense now, the second man in from the top of that defensive line.
Right there.
George has time. Whips it to Burden, and Burden appears to have a first down. Leroy Butler.
Yeah, you just watch Reggie, and he has that torn hamstring. You watch him right here, and he just can't push off of it. And you watch the minute that he meets his contact there, even though they do double him, he just can't get a push on
No
that.
strength in his left
mean,
leg.
When Reggie White is strong, he would just take that guard and just put him right back in Jeff George's lap.
First and 10. George to throw it. Looks left, throws right. Manuel broken up. Good defensive play by Newsome.
That is a heck of a play by the rookie Craig Newsome. That's a throwback. You know what they do is in this run and shoot, the quarterback always rolls. Now here he's going to throw up here, but he was rolling left on this time. This was roll left, then he's going to throw right to Bert Emanuel. But Craig Newsome was with Emanuel all the way.
Excellent play by the rookie.
And that's a tough one. We talked to Fritz Shermer. That was the one that he was worried about, is that throwback. And that's the thing that Jeff George can do. Roll one way and throw back deep all the way across the field.
And that requires a strong arm to be able to do that. George has it. Packer blitz. George gets rid of it to Metcalf. They had a screen call. Good call. Metcalf gets about 7.
You know, when you watch Eric Metcalf in this offense, you just feel that this is a perfect offense for Eric Metcalf. He was a guy who was a running back, but as a running back was a great receiver. And this is kind of what a slot is in the run and shoot. He's kind of a half running back and half receiver. And you can do things like this. This is a running back play here. It's a screen pass. You just get him the ball behind the line of scrimmage, and then let those linemen get out in front of him and let him run with them.
3rd and 3. Even Metcalf says he doesn't have a complete grasp of it yet, the offense.
He's getting awfully close.
Hayward. And he's going to get the first down on his own.
Oh, Sean Jones upset. Sean Jones got in the backfield, and Hayward got away from him. Sean Jones had Hayward for about a 4-yard loss. But Ironhead is so strong. Watch Sean Jones. He's going to get right back here, and Hayward does something to him to get by him. But watch him. He's free. They don't even block him. Well, Hayward's just too strong for him. You're not going to tackle Ironhead Hayward with one arm. But they didn't even block Sean Jones, and he still couldn't tackle Ironhead.
Ironhead hasn't just lost weight. He's gotten control of his whole life. Everything is much better. Pass incomplete. George intended for Metcalf. Bounced off of him. The Packers almost intercepted it. Butler.
That's the thing is you see there, he just threw that ball behind Metcalf, and then it bounced off Metcalf's hand. Butler makes that dive. That's about as close to a tipped interception as you can get.
You know, John, Jeff George hasn't been able to wear a helmet all week long in practice because of the injury last week. He can hardly hear out of his left ear.
And he sprained his neck and his jaw.
Hayward shakes away from one, shakes away from a couple, and gets a couple. Leroy Butler.
The other thing about Ironhead Hayward, too, is he loves to play.
Tough guy.
Yeah, he's a tough guy who has fun, and he'll hit you, or you'll hit him, and he'll get up and smile. Yeah, and if there's anything that really frustrates you, see that smile right here he has? Anything that really frustrates you is when you give a guy your best shot and he laughs at you. And Ironhead will do that to you.
He's just a joy to be around. Here's Jeff George firing down the middle, a flag on the play. The pass was complete to Metcalf, but there's a penalty marker down. It's going to be against Atlanta.
Yep, and Sean Jones is putting his hands up, saying, come on, bring him back. It's against the Falcons. Holding, and it was. That was another throwback, though. That was that, the run and shoot, every play is a roll. That time, Jeff George rolled left again and threw back.
Offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 3rd down.
Bob Whitfield is number 70.
Now watch Jeff George here. This is a little roll here. Now if he throws to this side, he's throwing to the side of the roll. If he stops and throws back here, he's throwing back away from the roll. See him roll to the left here, then pivot and turn and throw back. So that's roll left, throw right, and that is the toughest one to defend.
It's not really a rollout. He sort of steps in that direction, but they call it a rollout.
Yeah, and he just gets behind the guard. They really want him out there in that inside of the tackle.
Here's George with time this time. Firing deep. Incomplete. Good coverage. It was intended for Bert Emanuel. Newsom.
The thing that you always do is you say, let's work on the rookie deep. That's an old NFL rule forever, but by the time a guy has played preseason, 16 regular season games, Craig Newsom, who was a #1 draft choice, isn't a rookie anymore.
Newsom and Teague both back there at good coverage.
Yeah, Teague was closer to Emanuel, but Newsom was closer to the ball.
Straczynski back to punt. Packers trying to set up a return. This one gets lost in the fog almost. Antonio Freeman makes the catch, and he's got some room. Freeman is gone. He can make some things happen. And he jumps into the sand. 41-yard punt, 76-yard return by Antonio Freeman.
They're all jumping in the stands. Half the Packer team's in the stands. Antonio Freeman, a rookie from Virginia Tech. Mike Holmgren was saying that this is a guy with speed. This is a guy we have to get in the game. This is a guy that can make things happen. And I'll tell you, he sure did on that play. Watch him here. He's going to get a wall to his left. You see the wall right there? The wall is the wall of Packer. Now the only guy left is going to be the punter right there, and he just misses him.
Mike Holmgren was saying this guy is going to take Brooks's place in the slot one of these days.
The Green Bay Packers 20, and the Falcons 10.
See, they got a good start right here, and they just keep the outside guy from getting there, then the wall forms.
The extra point was not good, so it's 20-10.
This really is nice. But when I went with Mommy and Daddy to Florida to see my grandma, we flew on an airplane that had hamburgers, milk, and cookies. That's the kind of food. Do you eat food? Well, it's mostly for kids, I think. But the people on the plane were very, very, very nice and gave me a puzzle book and silver little wings to wear on my sweater. I like the wings. Do you have puzzle books? And one man made my daddy laugh really, really loud. My daddy likes laughing. And we watched a movie, took naps, and talked. And it was really, really fun. My daddy flies them all the time. They're his favorite. He says they're different from the other ones because the people don't just work there. They own it. He says you can tell. Do you own this airplane, or do you just work here? My daddy flies in so much he gets to fly for free sometimes.
Every now and then comes a film about America that makes us care and makes us think. This
What up, homie?
is not that film. Marlon Wayans.
What you say about my mama?
Sean Wayans.
Give me your best shot. Come on, Grandma. I don't want.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Now that's a lady.
Rated R. Starts Friday, January 12th at a theater near you.
Tomorrow, the stars of Melrose Place are showing up in the strangest places. Ned and Stacy, and Courtney Thorne-Smith is dropping by Partner. Catch two special New Year's Eve episodes tomorrow, starting at 9, 8 Central on Fox. Hendricks kickoff bounces out of bounds. And they'll bring it up to the 35.
Hendrick is having a little tough time. He was the holder on that missed extra point. Then he goes to kick off, and he kicks the ball out of bounds.
The extra point hold was juggled. He couldn't get it down. So the Packer lead is 10, 20-10. The snap was a little bit high. He juggled it on the way down, and the attempt was never made. Falcon ball at their own 40. I said 35, 40-yard line. That's what happens if you kick the ball out of bounds. Last year it was a 35. Metcalf was the move man, 1st and 10. Burton. George Kuntz after about a 5-yard gain.
That's Dan Straczynski. He's the guy who punted that ball. And you see right there, he was the last guy. If there was going to be a tackle, he was going to make the tackle. He missed the tackle and ran into the pole.
Second and 4.
Should have been a nose tackle anyway. Yeah. Brzezinski at nose tackle.
George, pass complete to Metcalf. That'll be enough for a Falcon first down.
This is what you love. And when you can watch football and you can see them breathe, you know, you got good football weather. And when they get up and they have to pull the mud and stuff out of their helmet before the next play, and they got mud on their jersey, now you're talking football. And you got snow coming down. That's like turning one of those glass things upside down around Christmas time. Seeing that snow come, this is a look that you have in this game.
First and 10 Atlanta at the Green Bay 48. George pump, gets away from one man, lost the ball, and the Packers had a shot at it. The scramble, Robbie Tobeck of the Falcons came up with it. There's a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage. George was under pressure.
It's going to be against the Packers.
Yep.
And one thing about Jeff George, he's a strong guy because you know they bounce off him and he can stay alive.
Defense number 93, 5-yard penalty.
Gilbert Brown is 93.
Repeat the down, second down, first down.
You're going to see Gilbert Brown is number 93 right in the middle here. And he's going to grab a face mask as that arm comes down.
Jeff George, he got by the face mask.
He just got him right on the helmet and the face mask. And then Jeff George came out of that. Then got away from a few other things. And then in getting away from those few other things, he fumbled. And Robbie Tobeck jumped on it. But because of that face mask penalty, they get the whole play again. See, here he is right there. There's Gilbert Brown. Watch 93. You see, he grabbed the face mask right there. Jeff George came out of that and ran right into Sean Jones.
It's a first down Atlanta back at the original line of scrimmage, the 48-yard line of the Packers. George back to throw it. Fires outside. Pass was dropped. Manuel had it, dropped it on the ground and scooped it up quickly. But it's incomplete.
Second and 10, ball remains on the 48.
The thing about Jeff George, he does move the ball around too in this offense. I mean, you know, it's Emmanuel, and it'll go to, you know, Bird, and then it'll go to Metcalf, go to Mathis. You see, I mean, he just doesn't throw it to one guy. That time the Packers slipped, and he did throw that ball low. But that had I think the thing that upset Emmanuel is the defender on his side fell down, and if Jeff George gave him any kind of pass in that situation, that could have been a big play for Atlanta.
Second and 10, three-man front for Green Bay. Now they blitz outside people. George has a pass almost picked off by Leroy Butler.
Oh, Leroy Butler's really going to be upset. That's the second one today. Remember the early one he had, it was a tip. Here you see trips here. You have 1, 2, 3 wide receivers, and he is going to throw to this side. Butler is number 36. He's just playing a zone. He's playing right out here. He's playing the outside guy. Then he reads the guy coming in behind him, reads the quarterback throw, got a good move on it, and just dropped the ball.
Third and 10. Packers again show 3 men down, but watch those 2 on the outside. George out of the pocket, chased, throws it away.
Reggie White had good containment on that one, Pat. They were trying to roll to Reggie's side. Look at Reggie, he's fired up now. They double-teamed Reggie, and he kept his containment. He's the outside guy, and they're going to roll to his side. So here's Reggie up here. He gets here. Ironhead comes in here. He just rides him right out there, and he darn near rides Jeff George right to the sideline. See him take on the double team. Keep containment, get upfield, make Jeff George throw it away. Pretty good play for Reggie White in that situation.
Brzezinski back to punt. And Antonio Freeman back there with Mike Pryor. Pryor signals fair catch and makes it. 33-yard kick. The punter is upset with himself.
Serving up another great catch. Red Lobster presents the catch of the day.
What a catch!
Week 17 in the NFL closed the curtain on the regular season, and receivers reserved the best for last. So stay tuned to see who made the catch of the day.
Okay, let's meet at Red Lobster in an hour.
Red Lobster?
This holiday season, the place to meet is Red Lobster, where for a short time you can enjoy our ultimate feast with all your favorites on one plate. Succulent rock lobster, roasted shrimp, tender snow crab, and large golden fried shrimp. It's the ultimate feast, but hurry, it ends soon. Happy holidays from Red Lobster. And for your holiday parties, enjoy party platters to go.
The Broncos' Mike Pritchard went all out as the Raiders were knocked out of the playoff chase. It's the Week 17 catch of the day. And for a great catch every day, come to Red Lobster.
Things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes you get more than you expect. Introducing the incredible I-30. One look inside, and you'll be amazed at the spaciousness and attention to detail. In fact, the I-30 has a larger interior than a Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. When was the last time you got more than you expected from a $30,000 luxury car?
Prepare yourself for a mind-blowing adventure.
Bogey 3 o'clock.
Space above and beyond. Tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
Our Aflac trivia game is, or question, who won the first ever NFC wild card game? That's the question. Who won the first wild card game? Favre fakes, gives it to Bennett. Bennett goes left for 3 or 4 yards.
You know what's interesting, Pat, is you know that the Packer defense is using nickel 5 defensive backs and 6 defensive backs, but Atlanta is doing the same thing against the Packers. If you look, they're using 4 defensive linemen, they're using 2 linebackers, and they're using 5 defensive backs. So what they're doing is they're playing this Packer offense as a passing offense, no matter what the formation.
Favre gets it outside to Henderson. About a yard shy of the first down, stop by Kevin Ross.
That's the second big hit by Kevin Ross. Remember that time earlier that the Packers had to go for, had to punt on 4th down when they were a couple inches short? That was Kevin Ross that made that tackle to set up that situation.
And this time he made the tackle to stop Henderson about a yard shy of the first down.
He's a tough guy. He's always been a tough guy. Remember, he played at Kansas City. He was a corner. Here at Atlanta, he's a strong safety, but he was always a good tackler.
2 tight ends. Favre drops it out to Keith Jackson, and Jackson will get a Packer first down at about the 33-yard line. Darryl Talley.
How in the heck did he get that ball over Chris Dolman? Because he was going to the same side as Chris Dolman, and he was going to throw to Keith Jackson, and Dolman was right in him. He had to get that ball over him or through him somehow. Just watch the ball here. Now watch Keith Dolman right there jump up, and how that ball got through or beyond Keith. Dolman, I have no idea.
It's like it went right between his fingers.
Yeah, well, he saw that he had Keith Jackson out there, but Dolman was between he and Jackson. 1st and 10, Atlanta blitz is picked up pretty well. Favre hits Brooks. That could be another first down. Should be. That was one of those zone blitzes there where Chris Dolman backed out.
Again, the Aflac trivia question. Who won the first ever NFC wild card game? The Atlanta Falcons, December 24th. They beat Philadelphia by a point. And did those Eagles ever look good yesterday?
Well, when you could say that a lot of people thought Detroit was going to beat them, but who would have thought by that score?
31 points in the second quarter, 7 turnovers committed by Detroit. Pass is deflected. Favre looking in the middle to Bennett. That's a big obstacle to throw over.
Well, you know, because he just collapses the pocket. I mean, he just brings everything back at you, and you see that's jumpy gathers there. He was double teamed, but, you know, he just takes the center and the guards that are blocking him, and he'll just put them. And watch jumpy gathers right here. He's double teamed, but he is so strong and he has so much leverage that he just pushes the two of them. And as he pushes them, he's 6'7", he gets that right hand up.
4 wide receivers for the Packers. Ball is given to Edgar Bennett. And Bennett gets a Packer first down in Atlanta territory at their 45. Devin Bush made the stop on Edgar Bennett.
You know, in today's football, this West Coast offense, this Mike Holmgren football, you don't have to be a big running team, but you have to run just enough to keep them off balance. And here what he does is he gives them that look. He gives them the 4 wide receivers, so that spreads everyone out, and then they take all the defense out, so you only have 5 guys in that box. So if you can get a helmet on those 5 guys, there will always be a running area.
Favre down the middle. Pass hit the receiver right in the chest. It was Dorsey Levens. He couldn't hang on.
That was one of those deals where some coach is going to say, hey, catch the ball before you start to run.
Favre throws the ball as hard as anybody in the league.
You know, like Robert Brooks says yesterday, especially if he comes late. You know, if you're the first receiver, you know, it's not. But he said if you're late and he's going to come out, you see how he looked to the left. Now he's coming late to Levens, and that ball is zipped in there. But Levens started to turn his head to the left. You see, he started to turn his head to make that move to start running.
2nd and 10. Again, the Falcons split. The Packers read it, and Edgar Bennett gets the Green Bay first down before he is stopped by Ron Davis. You were talking about Metcalf being the perfect back for the Atlanta offense. Bennett is the perfect back for this offense.
I know, because, you know, he's a pretty good blocker. He's a real good receiver, and he's a good runner. You know, he lost a little weight, and he's quicker now. I was watching him in practice the other day, and he was running like this in practice, and I said to myself, I've never seen Edgar Bennett this quick.
9 carries, 68 yards, 1 of the Packer touchdowns.
You know, his backfield coach is Harry Sidney. Remember the old 49er special teams guy?
Favre wheels it outside, complete.
Hey, that's where he
Anthony
really fires this one. Watch it. I think this one comes out sidearm, like the old sidearmer.
That went under the arms of the defenders.
During the Nissan National Clearance, we're teaching all our salespeople to say
Yes! Yes!
to just about anything. Say you want a Nissan Sentra or Altima with 0% financing.
With enthusiasm. Yes! Yes!
And let's say you also want 0 down payment.
Yes!
And you want 0 payments till spring on any Nissan Sentra or Altima.
Yes!
And you want to take your time.
No!
Right. The Nissan National Clearance ends January 2nd.
Put on your helmet. Huh? Because this year, Bud Bowl's putting you in the game. Huh? You could win a Wilson football. Cool. Or even $1 million.
Whoa.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yeah. Look, it's first down, and one of these 6 plays will score. Knock it in there! Whoa!
End around. That's easy.
Yeah, just got to get by us.
Pick up your $1 million play card where you buy Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice.
He's fine. Cupcake, I got 5 more plays. Get up!
To all beef patties, some kind of sauce. La, 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 la. Pickles and onions and some other stuff too. Woo, 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 woo. I got it.
Even if you can't sing the Big Mac song, you can still get 2 for just $2. The irresistible taste of McDonald's Big Mac. 2 for $2 for a limited time. So sing it, say it, or just ask for a Big Mac.
Does anybody have a couple bucks?
Have you had your Mac today?
Does anyone have any money?
This Fox NFC Wildcard Special is brought to you by Nissan. It's time to expect more from a car.
The frozen Fox River in Green Bay.
Is that tundra?
That was around the river, yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, you always hear Green Bay and frozen tundra. And I don't know what tundra is. I think it's a field or something.
Tundra comes from Russia. It's desolate, frozen.
Is it before the tree line?
Must be.
I think it's before a tree line.
You don't see any cactus in tundra, I know that. This is Edgar Bennett. To about the 20. Ron Davis made the stop. Coming up, the Dockers halftime report with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. First half highlights and analysis. The Colts and the Chargers play later today. A preview of that game and an interview with Rodney Peete, who had such a hot day yesterday as the Eagles advance in the playoffs. That victory over the Lions. A very impressive victory for Ray Rhodes and his crew. First down, Green Bay. 4 wide receivers. Bennett the lone setback. Favre pump fake. Antonio Freeman.
That's the one that Brooks was talking about, that Favre really throws hard when he comes late. And you see on that one, he's going to come late. Because he's going to, now he has great pass protection. If you're going to throw late, look, he pumps to the right, he looks to the middle, he runs to his left and throws to his left. And he said when he holds the ball, that is as hard as Brett Favre throws the ball. Antonio Freeman does a heck of a job of catching it.
Really does.
You know, and keeping both feet in bounds and doing all those things that a wide receiver has to do.
First and goal. They're at the 6. Bennett was the man in motion. Favre. He hit Chimura in the numbers. Hit him hard in the numbers. And the ball bounced out.
Well, that was coming late again. You know, he's going to throw fastballs. And Brett Favre did the pump before he went to Chimura. But he's going to bring the ball. He pumped it first, and then he really put the mustard on that one, didn't he? Oh, that's a perfect throw. I mean, Mark Chimura has to catch that. I don't care what that's all about.
Like it knocked him backwards. There's an injured Packer on the play.
One thing, Brett Favre does have big hands, and that was normal speed there. So you say he has to catch it, he should catch it, and all those things, but you don't have a lot of time to think about it.
Injured Packer player. And a timeout's been called.
People keep asking me, how does it feel to be Steve Young? Frankly, it hurts. Give me my Advil. Nothing has shown me that works better on aching muscles, or proven that it lasts longer. Advil's the one.
For sore muscles, more doctors recommend Advil than any other pain reliever.
Nasty game.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Aaron Taylor is the injured Packer player.
And he was blocking against Jumpy Gathers on that play. You're going to see Jumpy Gathers tried to give him that forklift. Here's Jumpy Gathers right here. Here's Aaron Taylor blocking him here. Aaron Taylor says this guy is a tough guy to block. He said, I've seen a lot of guys better than me that he's lifted up. You see how he lifts him up?
Yep.
He just bent Aaron Taylor's back and then bent both of his knees.
Just buckled him.
Well, what he does is Jumpy Gathers has that move where he gets his right hand in behind you and grabs your back and he pulls towards you, and that will lift you up. And then he starts walking you back and collapsing you. And on that play, he did all those things to Aaron Taylor.
His knees just buckled underneath.
You know, anyone that ever blocks, any guard in this league, or center, you'll always talk about who's the tough guy to block, who's the best tackle. They always tell you Jumpy Gathers.
And every time you see a vote for an all-pro team or a Pro Bowl team, you never see Jumpy Gathers there, but you're right.
No,
anybody you talk to, they pick him out.
Because those guards don't have enough votes, but if they had enough votes, they would. And Aaron Taylor knows that. He's been talking about it all week, and he said he's seen that move. He said he knows that he's going to get it, and he said he knows he's going to do it to him. He said because I've seen him do it against guys that are a heck of a lot better than me.
Yeah, he's still down.
And Aaron Taylor was having a pretty good year, too. He missed all his rookie year last year with an injury, so this is really his first year.
And he had played well. Yesterday's scores, in the event you might have missed them: Buffalo over Miami 37-22. Marv Levy, what a heck of a job he's done. And so has Ray Rhodes at Philadelphia.
And, you know, like you say, Marv Levy's done a job that you can never count the Buffalo Bills out.
Nope.
I mean, he's done a heck of a job this year, but all his years there. They're bringing the card out for Aaron Taylor. Aaron Taylor, again, was a #1 draft choice, remember, a year ago. Injured his knee in a mini camp. Was out all last year. Came back this year and has been the starter all this year.
This looks like it might be, well, you don't even want to speculate, but the way his knees were bent, looks like it might be an injury to his knee.
Well, it was just the thing that he kind of got bent and collapsed all the way. He's right here. This is where he is, and you'll see, again, he just gets lifted, and then after he's lifted and straightened up, he just gets bent. And you can see his back bends and both knees were bent. I mean, that's the strength and the power of jumpy gathers.
Adam Timmerman has taken his place. He doesn't want to leave, but he's also in pain.
There's no way he wants to go out. There's no way that any player wants to leave a playoff game, especially on a cart. I've known him for a long time. I watched him. He's from De La Salle High School in Concord, California. He was a great high school player.
Favre to Dorsey. Levens, and Levens is out of bounds. Darnell Walker herded him out of bounds. No gain.
Yeah, we saw that shot of Brett Favre over in the sideline, and after Mark Shimura dropped that pass on him in the end zone, all Brett Favre did was laugh. So the only thing I can think of that Brett Favre knows that there's a lot more where that one came from.
3rd and 5. 3rd and goal at the 5. 4 wide receivers just outside the 5 they are. Favre to throw it. Pump fake into the corner. Flag on the play. Antonio Freeman, the intended receiver. I think DJ Johnson was the defender.
And I think they're going to call pass interference on DJ Johnson, because he did get his hands on him. You see, I can see from here he got his hands around his middle before the ball was thrown.
Big Hantak says it's against Atlanta.
Holding. Defense prior to the pass will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down.
That's the big part of the penalty. First down.
Here it is right here, and there's DJ Johnson right there, and you'll see him right there. You see him grab him right there around the waist. That's where he got him, and because it was grabbed around the waist before the ball was thrown, then it's a holding penalty. If that was while the ball was in the air, it would be interference, and the ball would be at the 1-yard line.
First and goal at the 2. Favre. Touchdown. Mark Shimura. That one wasn't thrown quite as hard.
And I think that's why Favre was smiling the first time. Like I said, he knew there's more where that one came from, and he was going to get it right back. And not only did he get it back, but he got it back to the same guy who had dropped it earlier. This Brett Favre, you got to love him. I mean, he's a football player.
Well, he loves the game, loves to play.
Yeah, and he does play, and it is a game, and it is fun. And he goes out there like he's out in some park playing on New Year's Eve day.
I got the feeling that he'd love to play that way, too, in the park, any game.
Yeah, with no shoes.
Yep.
Eating some crawfish.
Ball start. Offense prior to the snap, number 93. 5-yard penalty. 1 try.
How in the heck can 93 have a false start? That's big Gilbert Brown. And if you get that stuff, I mean, he probably just got it moving a little. You know, I mean, he weighed around 340, 350, and you kind of get it moving. You'd like to stop it, but you can't get it stopped.
Chris Jackie will try to kick the extra point. Henrich the holder. And Jackie's extra point is good. That makes it 27-10 with less than a minute left to play in the first half. 49 seconds.
I don't care what it takes. You get me Dion.
Dion! Are you ready?
I was born ready. Run, cowboy.
Hot dang, if I had 11 men like that, I could rule the world.
Pat Summerall, John Madden back at Lambeau Field. The Packers leading Atlanta by 17.
There's Mark Shimura, Pat, on that touchdown. You see, he doesn't fake or anything. He's just going to run out. He has a short guy in front of him, Levens, and he's the deep guy or the second guy. Brett Favre throws a bootleg. You see him fake the run, then he bootlegs to his right the same way that Shimura's going. And as you say, he didn't throw that pass as hard. That was a nice, soft-touched Brett Favre pass. It was Pro Bowl tight end Mark Shimura from Boston College.
Line drive kickoff bounces back to Eric Metcalf. Metcalf taken down by Travis Jervey, the third tackle that he has made on special teams.
There's a fired-up guy, that Travis Jervey, huh? He was. Mike Holmgren was telling us about Travis Jervey that he wanted to buy a lion. And Mike Holmgren says, "You can't buy a lion." And he said, "Yeah, but it's a little lion."
A little lion. Lions do grow, don't they?
That's what Holmgren told him.
He said Jervey made a good play in practice, and he congratulated him for it. He said, "Coach, don't make a scene."
He was patting on the back saying, "Good going, Jervey. That's great." Trying to give him some confidence and stuff. He just says to him, "Hey,
don't make a scene." Jeff George back to throw and does throw outside to Bert Emanuel. Clock running with 33 seconds left before the half. Atlanta has all three of their timeouts left.
And Atlanta's going to have to get some of that stuff going where Jeff George breaks containment again and throws deep, because that's been their most successful thing.
George gets it outside. The Burden steps out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 15 seconds left. Packers leading 27-10 first half.
One thing about this run and shoot, they do have 4 receivers. They have them spread all over the field. They're tough to cover, and if you don't get a pass rush on Jeff George, he's the type of guy that can come out and complete 15 in a row.
George to Hayward. Greg Hayward stopped by Wayne Simmons.
I'm not sure about that one. You would think that you would like to have gotten a couple completed passes here and maybe take a shot. I mean, you have Morton Anderson on your team. I was surprised they run that draw play that they didn't take a couple of passing shots and try and get into position where Morton Anderson can take a shot before the half ends.
Next weekend, catch the excitement of the NFC divisional playoffs beginning Saturday when the 49ers take on either the Packers or the Eagles. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Then on Sunday, the Cowboys battle either the Eagles or the Falcons. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check your local listings for the game and times in your area. If the Packers win, they go to San Francisco.
You know, one thing I do know is the 49ers practiced last week, and of course they didn't know who they were going to play. It could be Philadelphia, it could be Detroit, it could have been Green Bay. but they chose, and on Friday, they practiced against Green Bay's plays. So if they had to pick who they thought they were going to play, they picked the Green Bay Packers.
If Atlanta wins, they'll go to Dallas. Packers leading 27-10. Back goes George. George fires. Incomplete. Heard Emmanuel saying it wasn't incomplete.
Yeah, something was wrong with that pattern because they had two guys in the same area. I think you're going to see that Eric Metcalf was in the same place. Here's Emmanuel. That's who Jeff George throws to. Scramble, but watch Eric Metcalf, 21. He runs in the same area. So you got two receivers in the same area, and the problem with that is it only takes one defender to defend two guys.
And the ball did hit the ground.
Ball did hit the ground.
2 seconds left, 3rd and 4.
Jeff George has been having that problem, especially throwing to his right, where he's thrown low 3 or 4 times in this first half.
Out of the shotgun. George, with 2 seconds left, is sacked. And down he goes. Matt LaBounty took down Jeff George, and the Packers head for the locker room, leading 27-10. Jeff George and his Falcons have some work to do.
Monday, the stars of Melrose Place are showing up in the strangest places. First, it's in with the new and out with the old.
This marriage is over.
On Melrose Place. Then, Stacy has a hot date with Thomas Calabro.
Have a happy new year.
Mon Plaster, you big slab of meat cake.
On Ned and Stacy. Then it's going to be a wild New Year's Eve party.
We're going to put our fingers to our nose.
Courtney Thorne-Smith guest stars on Partners. It all happens Monday on Fox.
Fox Boys going global, so you better watch out.
What a week! It's the Chrysler Plymouth Buyer's Choice Drive Away. Right here, right now. It's time to hurry to your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. It's your choice. Our biggest cashback ever on 96 models. Or our lowest APR. Even our lowest lease rates on all 96 cars and minivans. What a week! No payments until April 1996. Right here, right now. Only at the Stars of Chicagoland, your Chrysler and Plymouth dealers.
This holiday season, MGM and United Artists present the very best in action-adventure excitement.
Very words I live by.
GoldenEye is the #1 Bond film of all time. And now, from the director of Cliffhanger and Die Hard 2, the motion picture event critics are calling the blockbuster of the year. Cutthroat Island, rated PG-13, now playing. And GoldenEye, rated PG-13, now playing.
What a week! It's the Chrysler Plymouth Buyer's Choice Drive Away. Right here, right now. It's time to hurry to your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. It's your choice. Lease a Plymouth Voyager for only $269 a month for 24 months. Plus no payments until April 1996 to qualified buyers through Chrysler Credit. What a week! The Chrysler Plymouth Buyer's Choice Drive Away. Right here, right now. Only at the Stars of Chicagoland, your Chrysler and Plymouth dealers.
Corey McFerrin tracks the Wildcats live from Pasadena tonight.
Dockers Halftime is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
And welcome back to Hollywood for the Dockers Halftime Report, along with Jimmy Johnson, Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw. I'm James Brown. The game you're watching at the half, well, Green Bay has won 17 of its last 18. One reason why right there.
Jeff George, you heard John Madden talk about the receivers. When they see Jeff George out of the pocket, they turn and go deep. That's what Metcalf does. Down the sideline, he rumbles. 65 yards, Atlanta up by 7. Then after an 8-yard Edgar Bennett run, in comes Favre, pumps, Brooks back to the end zone. Touchdown, 14-7. Green Bay over the Falcons. And then Antonio Freeman, rookie out of Virginia Tech. Previous longest punt return, 26 yards. This one goes 76 yards and a touchdown. You know Nolan Cromwell, the special teams coach for the Packers, is happy. The Hokies are playing Texas. He's got to be happy. Oh, the Packers are up. Chris Jackie misses the extra point. And we have a 27-10 lead to pack over the Falcons as Favre also hit his fine tight end for TD.
Falcons only 25 yards rushing at the half. My goodness, a little something different by Green Bay defensively, Jimmy.
Yeah, JB, Fritz Sherman, the defensive coordinator for Green Bay, normally has a very standard zone defense, zone coverage, four-man rush, ends go up the field, tackles pressure up the middle. Now they've got end tackle twist, they've got three-man line, they're playing man underneath. They're really having a bunch of different wrinkles, and it's given Jeff George a problem.
Green Bay wanted to stop Ironhead on his screens. They felt that was a big key. 0 yards receiving. This officiating crew has been very beneficial to Green Bay. Ron Wolf, GM for the Green Bay Packers, rates it as his #1 crew.
All right. Also coming up on the playoff slate later today, it'll be Indianapolis and San Diego. And standing by down at Jack Murphy Stadium is our own Eric Clemens. Eric.
JB, Jack Murphy Stadium virtually empty right now, but the parking lot has been packed with Charger fans since as early as 8:30 a.m. this morning. The Chargers players arrived at 10 a.m. this morning. Linebacker Junior Seau waved to a cheering crowd. And running back Natron Means will see some action today, but even he admits he'll be a little rusty after missing 6 of 7 weeks with a groin problem.
I mean, pretty much, it's been a long time. But, I mean, I think I'll be able to, go back out there and get into the flow of the game, especially when it gets back to game speed. I think I'll be okay.
Well, Natron hasn't been in the game. He hasn't been holding the ball as much. He's been practicing, but he hasn't been playing in the games. And when we see that, we got to take advantage of that.
Well, you know what San Diego's going to pretty much do. They're going to try and run it down your throat and pound the ball at you. So we're prepared for that.
It's not going to be a secret of what we're going to do. I think Indianapolis knows that we're going to blitz and we're going to come after Harbaugh and do things up front to stop them. But at the same time, you have to go out there and produce.
All you say is bring it on, and we'll see what happens out there on Sunday.
Other questions to answer today. The sprained neck of Stan Humphries, how will that respond? The bruised left knee of Marshall Faulk, how will that respond? We'll find out at game time. That's the story from here. Back to Hollywood and you, JB.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. And that wraps it up right now for this segment of Halftime. But coming up in just a bit, Terry Bradshaw and I talk with Rodney Peete of the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll do that after this.
On January 20th, the greatest players in the game gather for hockey's ultimate showcase. And on this historic night, Fox Sports is going to bring you the greatest technological breakthrough in the history of sports. The NHL All-Star Game, Saturday, January 20th on Fox.
Join Bonnie Raitt, Brian Adams, Sheryl Crow, D.B. Sweeney, and the world's coolest magician, Rudy Kobe, for New Year's Eve in Vegas tonight.
Right here on Fox.
Alien Nation returns with a world premiere movie. Prepare yourself.
Humans would pay a fortune to get just a glimpse of this.
Because at the beginning of the new year,
it's coming for you.
The world as we know it will end. Alien Nation Millennium on the Fox Tuesday night movie. Parental discretion advised.
Hi, I'm Steve Largent, checking out a little personal history at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I can't believe it's been 5 years since I last played a game in the National Football League. But now I can get right back into the action, thanks to an exciting and unique attraction called the 100-Yard Universe. Your official sideline pass admits you to the locker room theater, where 6 channels of digital surround sound put you in the middle of pregame preparation. You'll never get closer to an NFL pep talk. Then some advanced technology puts a new spin on things, literally. This theater actually rotates, allowing the fans to follow the players on game day from the locker room to the field for the spectacular stadium show. It's a CinemaScope extravaganza, supported by an 80-piece orchestra that brings the action so close you can almost touch it.
Watch out!
So take a trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. You'll see NFL action like you've never seen it before in the 100-Yard Universe.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
And welcome back to Hollywood and the Dockers Halftime. Yesterday, quarterback Rodney Peete of the Philadelphia Eagles directed Philly to an impressive 21-point victory over the Detroit Lions. Terry Bradshaw and I talked with Rodney about how satisfying it was beating his former team.
I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't going in this game as a revenge game, but I tell you, when it got to be 51-7, I was pretty excited about it, looking over across to the other sideline.
And it also had to feel good because, again, you were skewered by the press all week long behind that poor performance against Chicago, had thrown 5 picks in your 2 previous starts. Was that at all a motivation to you going into this game as well?
Well, I mean, I knew I hadn't played well in the last few weeks, and knew that coming into this game that I had to have my best game in order for us to win. And just tried to stay as focused as I could all week long and not try to let any outside forces get into my head. And, you know, our offensive line did a great job of picking up all their stunts and blitzes, and our receivers ran great routes for me, and we had a big day.
Rodney, I won't use words like skewered. I'll just ask you, why did you play so well? What was it about Detroit that enabled you to play so well?
Well, it was definitely a motivating factor that we were playing Detroit. You know, having played there for 5 years and then leaving there, you know, I was excited about playing those guys. And coming into the game, I tried to, just like I said, stay as focused as I could. And, you know, they jumped into some man situations. Our receivers ran some great routes, and our defense got us some turnovers, and it turned out to be a rout.
Ray Rhodes has done a good job of keeping you guys focused. Will it be a distraction because now you're going to be practicing away from home? You're going to be traveling to some warm weather to get ready for the Cowboys?
I don't think so. If I know anything about Ray, he's going to have bed checks. He's going to run it like training camp probably because he doesn't want it to be a vacation. The one thing he stresses all week is that it's all about business, and that's what it's going to be about when we go down to Florida.
Hey, Rodney, in your mind, have you done all that you could have to solidify your spot to be the starting quarterback next year?
I don't know. I mean, I hope so. You know, I'd like to be here for a while. I like the coaching staff. I like the atmosphere. I like the players that I'm playing with. And, you know, I'd like to stay around. I've moved around for a couple years now, and I know my wife's tired of moving around, so I'd like to stay in one place for a while.
And speaking of your wife, it looks like marriage agrees with you quite well, Rodney. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy.
Thank you.
So that wraps up this halftime as we get set to send you back out to Lambeau Field for the second half of the Packers and Falcons and rejoin Pat Summerall and John Madden after this.
You're watching a Fox NFL special, the NFC Wildcard Game.
What a week! It's the Chrysler Plymouth Buyer's Choice Drive-Away. Right here, right now. It's time to hurry to your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. It's your choice. Our biggest cash back ever on 96 models. Or our lowest APR. Even our lowest lease rates on all 96 cars and minivans. What a week! No payments until April 1996. Right here, right now. Only at the Stars of Chicagoland, your Chrysler and Plymouth dealers.
So, I suppose you'll be having veg meat up in the spare room for the lambs next.
Oh, this little fella, I won't have to call a creamy aunt. Having another speakerphone. Can I play CDs? Print. And that's without going within a pulse row of the hole in the wall.
Miss Vicentia must have been behind the door and that.
And when the video capture capability to make it cat part. It's not the right picture. Ask myself when I sat down occupied away.
The truly impossible has happened. Northwestern Wildcats are going to the Rose Bowl. Somebody tell me the odds.
To all beef patties, some kind of sauce, la 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 la. Pickles and onions and some other stuff too. Woo, 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 woo. I got it.
Even if you can't sing the Big Mac song, you can still get two for just $2. The irresistible taste of McDonald's Big Mac. 2 for $2 for a limited time. So sing it, say it, or just ask for a Big Mac.
Does anybody have a couple bucks?
Have you had your Mac today?
Does anyone have any money?
Corey McFerrin tracks the Wildcats live from Pasadena tonight.
Back at Lambeau Field, the NFC wild card match between the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre had a hot first half. Not a lot of yards, but 16 completions and 22 cracks at it.
And he had good field position, too, because the Packers were really helped by their special teams. I mean, their offense played well, their defense played well, but you can't forget how well their special teams played.
Travis Jervey, Antonio Freeman, just to name a couple of guys who've been outstanding on special teams.
And then if you look at this, the other thing that they did is they ran the ball well. I mean, you know that both these teams are passing teams and are going to throw the ball, but the Packers had 75 yards of rushing in the first half, and on the other side of the ball, Atlanta really wasn't able to rush the ball effectively.
The bulk of that Packer rushing, of course, by Edgar Bennett. Atlanta been in the locker room a long time. In fact, they just arrived. Some of the players just arrived back on the field. Packers will receive the second half kickoff. Travis Jervey and Antonio Freeman will be deep.
They don't even have all their guys out yet, Pat. They're still coming out of the house.
While we have a second, we'd like to send our best wishes to Rankin Smith, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, who we understand had minor surgery yesterday. I don't think any surgery is minor, but he's back at home and I'm sure watching.
And as you say, we wish him our best. Get well.
The Falcons will kick off to start the second half. Morton Anderson approaches. Again, the kick doesn't go too deep. Jervey is the kickoff returner. He gets out to about the 28 where he's knocked down quickly.
Shelley made the tackle on Jervey.
So Shelley made the stop. Well, excuse me, John, go ahead.
I was just saying, Brett Favre was 16 out of 22. You can see he completed 10 to his wide receivers, 3 to his tight ends, and 3 to his running backs. And, you know, he spreads it out. 9 different receivers caught passes for the Packers in the first half.
First down, Green Bay at their own 28. Packers leading 27-10. Pat Summerall with John Madden. This is Edgar Bennett. Nothing there this time. Stopped by Chuck Smith. It was Bennett, the ball carrier.
You know, a big thing of that West Coast offense or San Francisco offense is number of passes. If you put the line of scrimmage here and then 10 yards, number of passes thrown in that area. And if you look, he completed 10 out of 16 and 1 TD in that 10-yard box.
Most of the people you talk to say they're tired of hearing that term, West Coast offense. It's our offense, they say. Here's Favre back to throw it. Blitz coming. Favre gets away from it. Pass is complete down the middle to Keith Jackson.
Now that was 2 signs of strength by Brett Favre. One, the strength of his body by getting away from a rush, because there was a rusher there and he got away from that. And that takes some strength to do that, to not go down. And then the second was the strength of the arm and getting the ball to Keith Jackson.
Clay Matthews.
You see, Clay Matthews is right there. You see how strong he is? He's able to move right through Clay Matthews. That's the strength of his body. And then, of course, the strength of his arm is the throw.
First and 10, Green Bay, 2 tight end offense. That's Shimura in motion. Bennett, the ball carrier, got a yard, maybe, no more.
But this Brett Favre is something. I mean, the way he plays the game, I'll bet you that no matter what the game, you know how as a kid you used to choose sides? I bet he was either the guy who chose would be the captain, or he was always the first guy chosen.
The first choice.
You know, whatever you're playing. I mean, baseball, basketball, football.
Marbles.
Marble, pool.
Anything.
Kick the can. Hide and go seek, heat. 1 foot off the gutter.
I bet you he was the guy you couldn't find. Second and 10.
You went one place.
The handoff is again to Bennett, who gets just a couple.
You know, it's funny how, you know, this 4-year thing that Brett Favre has been here 4 years. Edgar Bennett has been here 4 years. Mark Shimura has been here 4 years. Robert Brooks has been here 4 years. And Mike Holmgren has been here 4 years. And that's a big part of their offense. I mean, that's you know, the coach and these 4 important guys playing together for 4 years.
The real keys. Screen pass coming, incomplete. Falcons played it well. Edgar Bennett was the intended receiver. And Hendrick comes on.
It wouldn't have been a first down anyway.
No. You have to guard, I think, if you're Mike Holmgren, don't you, John, against becoming too conservative at a point like this?
Yeah, and he's not the kind of coach that will become conservative. You know, sometimes he may for a series or two, but I don't think that he's going to be conservative with a 27-10 lead the rest of this half.
Hendrick back to punt to Eric Metcalf. Standing at the 20. Packer coverage is excellent. The Falcons will take over at the 21. Metcalf had no room. A 38-yard punt. A 2-yard return. Shamuro is the man down to make the stop.
Mi amor, parecías diferente esta noche.
Es que no terminé de tipear el informe mensual de marketing. Es un plomo y me están presionando.
No te lo puedo creer. ¿Todavía no has oído hablar del nuevo software de reconocimiento de voz de IBM? Toma dictado. Vos simplemente le hablás y te lo escribe automáticamente.
Estoy anonadada.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette's Sensor XL. No razor is better.
This Fox NFC Wildcard Special is brought to you by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet, by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road, by Pepsid AC Acid Controller. You can be heartburn-free with new Pepsid AC, and by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, the gold medal-winning American premium lager at the 1995 Great American Beer Festival. This Bud's for you.
Got to have a snowmobile if you're in Green Bay. Temperature 34 degrees. It feels colder than that. Wind negligible. Most unusual. 1st and 10, Atlanta at their own 20. Craig Hayward hit as soon as he gets the handoff. Matt LaBounty and Gilbert Brown wrap him up.
Gilbert Brown got the penetration in there, and if he gets penetration like that, you aren't going to be able to run the ball.
Yeah.
Look at Big Gilbert. He's so proud of himself. He's going from side to side on that one. That's what you can do. I mean, you can walk tall, and then when you're really proud of yourself, you can go side to side. Watch, there he is, 93 there. He just got the penetration. He got a hold of Ironhead. Here comes LaBounty and everyone else.
He is big.
Yeah, but then you got that stuff going side to side. You see that?
Yeah.
That's when you really like yourself.
2nd down, George. The throw gets it outside to Bert Emanuel. Emanuel will get an Atlanta 1st down at the 35. Mike Pryor ran him out of bounds.
You can look at Jeff George, and you see that the Packer defense really did a good job on him of mixing things. You know, they sacked him 3 times. They hurried him 6 times. They knocked him down 5 times. They forced him to scramble 6 times. I don't know if forcing to scramble is a big thing to do to him, but they really did harass him and mix him up with coverages and fronts and rushes that whole 1st half.
When you force him to scramble, that can be dangerous.
Right, and now they got that 3-man line again. You see the 3 linemen, 3 linebackers.
They got a blitz going. George gets rid of it. Intended for Emanuel, incomplete.
That's a tough thing. You know, when you have to throw and you have a linebacker hanging on you, you're going to see right here, they got the 3-man line, and then the rusher here. I think it's Fred. In fact, they have 2 linebackers.
Yeah.
The first one comes and he gets free. That was Wayne Simmons. Then the second one, Strickland, was coming in behind him. But they gave him 3 down linemen, 3 stacked linebackers, and then blitzed 2 of the linebackers.
2nd and 10, you saw George pointing, saying, who's got that guy? George Metcalf. Enough for a 1st down, Atlanta. Craig Newsome again made the stop. 13-yard gain.
You know, one thing with this run and shoot, you know, every play is a roll, and you can see in the first half he rolled left 9 times, he rolled right 15 times. Now when he rolled left, then he threw left 3 out of 4, and he roll left, throw right 3 out of 5.
1st and 10 Atlanta at their own 48. The handoff is to Craig Hayward. And he gets nothing. Packers have defensed that very well.
And just to finish that play, you see you can roll left and throw left, and then roll left and throw back. He did that 3 out of 5, and that's 138 yards where he rolled and then threw back. So then he could roll right and throw right here, or he can roll right and throw left or backside. So he was really the most effective when he threw away from the roll or to his backside.
2nd and 10. He'll have to throw this time. George. Now he's scrambling. Now he's looking. Incomplete. Over the head of Terrence Mathis.
I'm sure that's what the Packers talked about at halftime, is right there, because Mike Pryor was deep and he was with him that time. And you're going to see the Falcons all come off. Now again, George is looking. Now he scrambles. Now run deep. You see Mathis run deep. Well, Pryor has it now, and Pryor was right there with him. In the first half, that was a touchdown and a big play for the Falcons. This half was nothing.
Pryor just stayed deep.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or keep getting deeper as he scrambles. Don't come up, don't stop, but keep getting depth.
Rich Shermer, the Packer defensive coordinator. 3rd down. George, incomplete. Had to throw it backing up. Terrence Mathis, the intended receiver.
Reggie White's out there. He's firing this crowd up. He's telling them, come on, come on, come on. He was in there as an inside rusher that time. Reggie White said he's never enjoyed a year or a place to play more than this.
Straczynski in to kick for Atlanta. Pryor and Freeman deep. Straczynski hurt his leg in the first half, but is back to punt it. Pryor signals fair catch, makes it at about the Packer 21. 3rd quarter, the Packers leading 27-10.
Coming up on HBO.
Oh, right at the best part.
Little Caesars needs a celebrity for their new stuffed crust pizza combo. They don't charge a lot, so they can't afford a big name. What do you say?
Dynamite!
You still got it! They don't charge a lot, so they can't afford a big name. You're perfect. Can-Evil! Are you feeling it, Evil? Is that a yes?
Little Caesars large cheese stuffed crust pizza and cheese stuffed crazy bread carried out just $8.99 or have it delivered. Delivery.
You've been holding back all year. Isn't it about time you did something good for yourself? Like stopping by your Chevy Geo dealer during the year-end countdown and getting low 4.9% APR financing or an affordable smart lease on this fabulous Chevy Lumina. It includes great features like standard dual airbags, room for 6 adults, and powerful V6. And that's just for starters. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can enjoy today. Chevy's year-end countdown ends January 8th.
Prepare yourself for a mind-blowing adventure.
Bogey, 3 o'clock.
Space above and beyond. Tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
Third quarter of the NFC wildcard game. The Packers lead the Falcons by 17. Brett Favre sends Edgar Bennett in motion, fires to his left to Anthony Morgan. Morgan will get about 8. DJ Johnson wrapped him up.
Brett Favre has that muff on in front of him, and he has like 8 of those hand warmers in there. You know, those things. In fact, I have 2 of them. I lost them.
You took your jacket off.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're in my jacket.
They're behind you.
I had 2 of them in my hands, and they really work. He puts 8 of them in there. And then sometimes if he runs or scrambles, they just fall out. You just see hand warmers falling out of his muff.
2nd and 2. Bennett's the deep back. And Bennett gets the carry and is short of a first down. For McDonald's game break, let's again send you back to James Brown in Hollywood.
All right, Pat, folks, remember Bart Starr injuring his ribs, being taken off in this game back in '65. Here's a controversial field goal by Don Chandler that sent it to overtime. Looked as if it was no good, led to a rule change, lengthening the uprights by 10 feet. And in overtime, no controversy about this one. That helped Green Bay advance to the NFL championship game. Back to Pat and John.
Back at Lambeau Field, 3rd and 3. Favre has just one back behind him. Brooks, the man in motion. Bennett, stopped by Chris Dolman, will not get enough for a Packer first down, and they'll have to punt.
That was good hustle by Chris Dolman, because he started on one side, got all the way across there, and got Bennett before he got that first down. You're going to see Chris Dolman. He's going to start off as a pass rusher. You see he's right down here. Then he started. Now the ball's thrown, and instead of keep going after him, he runs all the way across the field and makes that tackle before Bennett gets a first down.
Metcalf back deep, says get away from it. And the Packer coverage unit is down in a hurry. To the 25. Chris Dolman. 45-yard punt, no return. And Atlanta takes over. Green Bay leading it 27-10.
Hey there!
What's up?
Oh, thanks for stopping, Bub. I've been waiting out here forever. You just passed me. I'm out of gas.
Your car is still running.
Weird, huh?
Very.
It's in flames!
I don't think so.
But I love you, man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
You're not getting the Bud Light.
make it a Bud Light.
Where's the love, man?
College sports on DirecTV. Takes me back to my days at digging in on the goal line, making my move from the top of the key. Because I get hundreds of college football and basketball games I can't get on cable. Even my alma maters. Ah, the long hours of practice, the uniforms, the camaraderie. I was the best horn player in the band.
For exclusive college basketball action you can't find anywhere else, call 1-800-DIRECTV.
You've been holding back all year. Isn't it about time you did something good for yourself? Like stopping by your Chevy Geo dealer during the year-end countdown and getting low 4.9% APR financing or an affordable smart lease on this fabulous Chevy Lumina. It includes great features like standard dual airbags, room for 6 adults, and powerful V6. And that's just for starters. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can enjoy today. Chevy's year-end countdown ends January 8th.
It's going to be the biggest, wildest party of the year, and you're invited. Bring in the new year with Fox and check out 90 minutes of comedy, music, and magic with some of your favorite stars. Don't miss Fox's New Year's Eve in Vegas, live tonight at 11 on Fox. A little change of cleats being done.
I remember when they used to just have it like pliers and stuff. Now they got automatic deals that bring them off there. We got something for Christmas.
George's pass is deflected. Intended for Metcalf. Matt LeBounty.
He's been playing pretty well, Matt LeBounty, today. He's been active there. Again, he's the guy that's starting for Reggie White at that left end. Reggie comes in and out, but LeBounty's been playing more, and he's been getting in there. I mean, he's been around Jeff George. He's been stopping some run stuff, and he's been pretty active. You know, part of it has been the 4-man line, and part of it is right here. They're just playing a 3-man line, as you can see here. They've had good mixture against this Atlanta offense.
George back to throw. The 3-man rush doesn't get there. George gets it outside to Metcalf, who slipped down. It's what you were talking about at the beginning of the game. The middle of the field is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's the outside that is slick, and you could tell it was going to be slick, and that is a big advantage to the Packers because it's their field. And we see Reggie White come in. We can see that he's lined up over the tight end twice, over the tackle 3 times, over the guard 3 times.
Well, he said he would play about 15 plays. He's played 8. This would make 9.
He's lined up over the tackle this time in a 4-man line.
3rd and 9, 3rd down. George pump fakes. Chased by Reggie White. Can't run. Throws it away.
I tell you, that was a big play by Reggie.
Yep.
Because he did redirect Jeff George, because Jeff George, we talked about the whole game, is more dangerous when he gets to the outside, and he was trying to get to the outside. Here's Reggie. Jeff George is going to come back and try and get outside. Reggie gets up the field and redirects Jeff George. Now watch this. You see Reggie comes up here. Now get up the field, get up the field. See right there. Now Jeff George had to turn around and go back, and by that time he had no one to throw to, no place to throw it, and he was throwing it sideways anyway.
Antonio Freeman deep. Straczynski will punt for the Atlanta Falcons. He's got 1 return already, but that one the Falcons made sure of. Ron George down to make the stop. Score remains 27-10 Green Bay with 5:39 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
You've been holding back all year. Isn't it about time you did something good for yourself? Like stopping by your Chevy Geo dealer during the year-end countdown and getting low 4.9% APR financing or an affordable smart lease on this fabulous Chevy Lumina. It includes great features like standard dual airbags, room for 6 adults, and powerful V6. And that's just for starters. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can enjoy today. Chevy's year-end countdown ends January 8th.
Как твоя фирма по продаже колготок? Прекрасно, с тех пор, как я позвонила в IBM. IBM? Ага. Все девочки это делают. У IBM есть чудный способ заглядывать в базу данных и добывать миллионы идей. Называется Data Mining. Data Mining?
Hey, you okay? It's 3 o'clock.
I can't believe this heartburn. You and your Let's Go Mexican tonight.
You didn't take the Pepsid AC before you ate, did you?
Pepsid AC?
Yeah. Could have stopped your heartburn before it even started.
Oh, so I could actually be sleeping right now.
We could be sleeping.
Wait.
Take one now. It controls acid all night long.
Oh, all night?
Mm-hmm. Water?
You're so good to me.
You can sleep heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
Stacy has a New Year's date with Melrose Place's Thomas Calabro.
Have a Happy New Year.
Mon Poster, you big slab of meat cake.
On a brand new Ned and Stacy Monday.
Green Bay 27, Atlanta 10, 5:39 left in the 3rd quarter. Budweiser game summary. This summary brought to you by Budweiser. As the Packers are ready to go. Brett Favre fires incomplete. To finish the Budweiser's summary, Favre is 19 out of 27 now, 2 touchdowns. Jeff George 14 out of 30, the 1 touchdown to Metcalf, 1 interception. Antonio Freeman has the 76-yard punt return for a touchdown. Metcalf, 65 yards from George, scored the first touchdown of the game. 3 wide receivers for Green Bay. Edgar Bennett tries the left side. and picks up only a couple.
You know, he has a tough job now as Adam Timmerman. He's the right guard in there, the left guard in there that's taken Aaron Taylor's place. Remember, Taylor was injured. Timmerman himself as a rookie was a 7th round draft choice, and he has to get in here and play, and he has to play against jumpy gathers. And that's a tough thing, whether you're
fun.
You're run blocking or pass blocking, and pass blocking being much more difficult than run blocking.
4 wide receivers. He'll have to pass block on this play.
Against jumpy gathers.
Ingram. And the Packers will have to punt.
Jeff George looks like a warrior there, doesn't he, with that jersey? And, you know, again, you talked about how he was injured his neck and his jaw last week. Didn't practice all week with a helmet. Didn't put a helmet on until today. Can't hear out of one ear.
Greg Hendrick back to punt. It's a good kick. Good kick. Chases Metcalf all the way back to his own 16. And there's no place for him to go. He is down. Good coverage by the Packers. Mark Shimura, who snaps the ball for punts, again to make the stop again.
And Eric Metcalf isn't the same guy on this turf as he is artificial turf.
Enterprise, the rent-a-car company that picks you up, presents Great Pickups.
This pass rusher wasn't chosen until the 14th round of the draft, yet he went on to preach the gospel of quarterback destruction for 14 Hall of Fame seasons. Who is this great pickup?
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Sure, we'll be right over.
This is great.
When you need to rent a car, Enterprise will drive you to our place and get you on your way, all at no extra charge. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
David Deacon Jones gave his team a lift by knocking down quarterbacks. Twice honored as Defensive Player of the Year, Deacon was recently named to the NFL's all-time team. Deacon Jones, a great pickup.
Honey, where's the remote?
Just use the remote locator.
With Magnavox, you just push a button, and the exclusive remote locator beeps, telling you where it is. At Magnavox, we make technology people want.
Oh. Thanks, hon.
Smart. Very smart.
At the beginning of the new year, the world as we know it will end. No! Alien Nation Millennium on the Fox Tuesday night movie.
Back at Lambeau Field. Atlanta's yards gained on first down, the average 0.6. Green Bay 5.1. Atlanta struggling on first down.
This Green Bay defense has a lot to do with that. I mean, they are really stuffing that first down run and screen and all those things.
George out of the shotgun. His pass is complete to J.J. Burton. About 5 yards is all.
You know, one of the things with a run and shoot is you have to be able to get the fullback involved. Ironhead Hayward has to be involved as a runner of a draw play and runner of screens and stuff. And Fritz Shermer, the defensive coordinator of the Packers, thought that was the first thing that he had to take away, and he has taken that away.
They have done an excellent job of that. That's Fritz Shermer. George out of the shotgun. Late blitz. Pass complete to Emmanuel. That should be enough, and is enough for an Atlanta first. 3:50 left to go.
See, now here you're going to see zone, and they just play off, and they just let Emmanuel just catch that little hook. But on third down, you really can't do that. You see, he just comes in underneath. There's no one there. And then if you're going to do that, the first guy there, Wayne Simmons in that case, has to make the tackle.
Clock running now, 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Jeff George up under center this time, but back to throw. And outside quickly to Emmanuel. He gets to the 40. Newsom made the stop. There's a guy that's had a good day. Craig Newsom.
Yeah, and you know, he's a rookie, and he's one of those guys that you would think, like we said earlier, that you're going to go after. But I've liked Craig Newsom from, remember, we did a Packer game, the second game of the season, and I thought this guy is really going to be a corner because he's cocky, he's confident, and he has a bad memory. He has that whole package that a corner has to have. He's not a worrier.
2nd and 4. George, Emmanuel. Enough for a first down.
You see what they're trying to do, I think, now to Newsom is they're trying to get him up there because they're hitting underneath him. They're hitting him in front. See, here's Newsom here. Now, Emmanuel's going to run right here short. He's going to jump it, and I'll bet you somewhere they're going to have a double move thing. You see how he's anxious to get up there now because they've hit 3 passes in front of him. And now is the time to run a slant and go, a hook and go, one of those kinds of things against Newsom.
Emmanuel comes at the bottom of your picture to George's right. Metcalf out of the slot. Stopped by Leroy Butler. Metcalf on this surface is not quite the same back.
No, he's not. And, you know, he's the guy who, you know, should play on artificial turf and in a dome, and he's a heck of a lot quicker. And this surface has really hurt Eric Metcalf today. Although you look at that, he has 6 catches for 103 yards, but that one was that big one on that scramble play.
That was 65 yards.
He's having trouble with those crossing things and running after he catches these short ones.
2nd and 2. Metcalf not sure where to line up. Now they have trips left. Metcalf. This is Terrence Mathis makes the reception on the short pass from George, and he got enough for a first down.
See, George has been hitting on this drive. He's been hitting that, you know, that 5-yard area from the line of scrimmage to 5 yards deep. He hit 3 of them on the right side, then that one on the left side, because the Packers are really in a zone now, and they're giving him at that area between the line of scrimmage and about 10 yards depth.
George is 6 out of 6 on this drive. Incomplete. Intended for Craig Hayward. George was hurried.
And Wayne Simmons had good coverage on Hayward that time because they'd been loose in those zones, and he'd been able to throw the ball to Emmanuel and throw the ball to Metcalf and throw the ball to Burton. But on that one, Wayne Simmons was tight on Ironhead Hayward.
Makes it 2nd and 10. 35 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Packers showing blitz. And here they come. Hayward picks up the blitzer. Metcalf makes the reception from George. Stopped by George Teague.
You know, there's a guy who's played well today is George Teague. I think that, you know, over the years, the last few years, if the Packers have had any trouble, it's been up the middle. You know, it's been their nose tackle, their middle guys, their middle linebacker, and their safeties, and George Teague. But George Teague has been very active today. He's been up there against the run. He's been deep. In fact, that first pass, he had an interception early in the 1st quarter.
George has already gone to the sideline. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. And at the end of 3, the Packers 27, Atlanta 10.
Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock, Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man, January 9th.
During your lifetime, you are given but a few chances to witness an event beyond imagination, a moment beyond compare, something so spectacular, so big, it could only be your local Ford dealer's year-end sales event. Featuring huge year-end savings, financing as low as 2.9%, cash back from $300 to $2,000, package savings of over $2,200. This event only comes around once a year, so hurry while selection is best. There's more to Ford.
I've been doing this 48 years, 500,000 sheets a day. Now, these are from recycled boards. We do a lot of these. People always need boxes. I get offers. I could sell the place, but I don't want to do that. I have the people here to think about. I'm not retiring. You retired to enjoy yourself, and I'm already doing that.
It's your life's work. Does your bank understand that?
During your lifetime, you are given but a few chances to witness an event beyond imagination, a moment beyond compare. Something so spectacular, so big, it could only be your local Ford dealer's year-end sales event. Featuring huge year-end savings. Just announced 2.9% financing or $750 cash back on all 95 Escorts. That's 2.9 financing or $750 cash. This offer absolutely ends January 3rd, so hurry while selection is best. There's more to afford.
Corey McFerrin tracks the Wildcats live from Pasadena tonight.
Next weekend, catch the excitement of the NFC divisional playoffs beginning Saturday when the 49ers take on either the Packers or the Eagles. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Then on Sunday, the Cowboys battle either the Eagles or the Falcons, depending upon who wins here. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check your local listings for the game times in your area.
Now we're talking. We got the cheese head. Yeah, now we're going. This is what we need, is some good cheddar cheese heads.
3rd and 6, big down for the Falcons. George across the middle, incomplete, good coverage. J.J. Burton, the intended receiver, and Lenny McGill.
There's a guy, I think if Fritz Shermer was worried about a guy that he had to play today, it was Lenny McGill. Lenny McGill is a cover corner. He was a free agent. They thought if they're going to pick on someone, it's going to be Lenny McGill, but he's played pretty well. And now I think the Falcons are going to go for it here.
Indeed.
And I think they have to. We're in the 4th quarter now, down 27-10. I think that they have to get something going here. They have to get a score here.
4th and 6. George from the spread. He has time. He has his first down to Terrence Mathis.
Oh, did Leroy Butler give him way too much room? I mean, this is 4th down, and you're going to watch Butler is right here. And again, you know it's 4th down. You know that any completion when they get beyond this point here is going to be a first down. He's zoning here, and he just can't get up there. I mean, he was going back and zoning, and by the time he read it, he couldn't get turned around. So the field, in that case, helped the Atlanta Falcons.
And the offensive line helped Jeff George. They did a good job protecting on that 4th and 6. George. Burton. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Burton for the touchdown. Well, we were talking about Lenny McGill and the guys that they were worried about. That was Lenny McGill that got beat on that play and missed the tackle after that. You're going to see, here's Lenny McGill right here. Here's Burton here. He's going to catch it. He's going to beat him here. Then he's going to miss the tackle right here. See all those lines? That means missed tackle. See him? He catches a slant. Now, that's okay, but you got to make the tackle right there. He misses a tackle. Burton has good strength for a little guy there, and he runs through the tackle, too.
George was 9 out of 11. And the touchdown pass to J.J. Burton. Gordon Anderson for the extra point. And it's good. It's 27-17. The Packers up by 10. Burton. Touchdown as he broke away from McGill.
Come on, move the car. Hey, move the car. Hey, what is wrong with you? Move the...
Sai, ho finito la mia tesi di laurea.
Bravo, nonno. Su che cosa l'hai fatta?
L'improvvisazione nella musica di Bach, Dizzy Gillespie. Ho fatto tutte le mie ricerche alla facoltà di musica della Indiana University. Sì. La biblioteca della facoltà. L'IBM l'ha digitalizzata. Così con internet accesso alla musica quando voglio. Sì, sono proprio bei tempi questi.
No batter, no batter, no batter, no batter. No stick. Swing batter. Home baby, home baby.
Your next meal might be some time off. Remember, nothing satisfies like Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
That's all right.
This Fox NFC Wildcard Special is brought to you by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet. By Honda, who offers an impressive family of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans. By Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most. And by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
(27-10), the Packers. Jervy and Freeman, back deep.
Yeah, I did that ice fishing once just to see. I mean, you know there has to be something more to it than just sitting on a bucket and an ice with a hole in the ice there. And there is. It's a lot of fun if you have a lot of people with you.
Fumble the kickoff. Jervy did. And then gets it outside the 30, about the 31. We talked earlier in the half about becoming too conservative, and you said you didn't think Mike Holmgren was the kind of coach that would do that. They lead by 10, the Packers.
Yeah, and if they did become conservative, they have to get out of it now. I think part of the thing that makes you look conservative is when you don't get first down. You know, when you're still throwing the ball, but you're not throwing them and catching them for first downs, and that's what's happened to the Packers.
1st and 10 at their own 30, two tight ends. Jackson and Chimura. Here's Favre to throw, wheels it outside to Edgar Bennett. And Bennett still on his feet, close to midfield, a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Well, this Bennett is something, isn't it? I mean, he just looks like a different guy. I remember when he was a fullback, and it looked like he looked like a fullback and acted like a fullback and fought like a fullback. Then they moved him to tailback, and now he acts and looks and moves like a tailback.
He got more than enough for a first down. Now the penalty marker is going to move it back.
Illegal block on the offense. Number 81, 10 yards. Repeat the down. First
Morgan.
down.
Here's Morgan. Here's the block right here, or illegal block right there. I mean, if you're going to be that illegal, you shouldn't even do it. I think he threw an air ball anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. The fans think so.
That was a whiffer.
Yeah.
I think he went to hit him in the back and didn't hit him anywhere.
Green Bay just 2 first downs in this second half. I don't think he touched him at all.
No, he threw air. He shot air at him. But that's the thing. Atlanta has 7 first downs. Green Bay only has 2, and that's why they look conservative, because they're not getting first down.
1st and 8. Favre back to throw it. Dumps it up forward to one of his linemen. He'd be lucky if he doesn't get a flag here.
Yeah, he didn't get a flag. They didn't throw a flag. They put the pressure on him. You're going to see Clay Matthews is coming. You're going to see Jesse Tuggle, 58, coming. See Jesse Tuggle and Matthews right there, both getting there at the same time. And I don't know that there was any receiver there that he threw the ball to.
I just saw lineman. 2nd and 8.
Maybe the official thought that one of those linemen was a big fullback or something.
Mark gives the ball to Bennett, and Bennett is close to a first down. He is something.
Well, you know, he just looks quicker. I mean, I said that the other day. I watched practice on Friday, watched him on Saturday, and the way he moved and acted and reacted looked just like a different guy.
He's coming over for a little breather.
Yeah, you know, he does have that ankle that we talked about that he has to have surgery after the season's over, and I think that thing bothers him all the time, but you know, sometimes more than that. I mean, you go a few plays on it, then you just have to get it straightened out, get the parts back in order, and then go back in and do it again.
3 wide receivers for Green Bay. Favre back to throw it. Wheels it outside, incomplete. Intended for Dorsey Levens. Atlanta with good pressure on Favre.
Yeah, by Chuck Smith. Chuck Smith was right there on Brett Favre as he throws the ball. Here's Chuck Smith here. And we're going to see he's working. You see, he just turns the corner, and just as Brett Favre is throwing that ball, he grabs him from behind his shoulder pads.
That'll make it 2nd and 10. Packers at their own 41-yard line. Favre quickly to Jackson. Jackson struggles out of bounds in front of the Atlanta bench. Darnell Walker wrestled him out.
I'll tell you, it had to be quickly because Chris Dolman, that was a bootleg, and they bootleg right into Chris Dolman. Watch Dolman come here, and this is where Favre is going. And if Favre doesn't get rid of that ball, he's going to get hit right now by Dolman. He's just throwing that one to get rid of it.
Another one of those sidearm deliveries. 3rd and 7.
It had to be sidearms. It's tough to make a bootleg into a guy that you're not blocking that isn't going the other way.
4 wide receivers for the Packers. Favre back to throw. Blitz coming. Pass is caught by Morgan. And now they're saying maybe he's out of bounds. And is he in or is he out?
One official saying one thing, the other official saying the other thing. Now the third official, the referee, is going to come in there. Remember, this is an all-star crew. This crew has not worked together.
The pass is ruled complete due to a force out. First down.
First down due to a force out. You heard Dick Hantak.
There's Morgan right there, and they're saying he's up in the air. Now, if he's up in the air and that second foot doesn't get in, no, that should have been an incomplete pass. That wasn't a force out. He was up in the air, but he wasn't forced out. See, that is up in the air. One foot comes down, the other foot doesn't come down.
D.J. Johnson was the defender.
Yeah, that was a gift for the Packers there.
He didn't push him. 1st and 10. Nevertheless, Favre skips to Bennett. Edgar Bennett to about the 42.
Yeah, we're talking about this officiating crew, and what they do, Pat, is they grade them, the officials, every week. And then the officials with the best grades get the playoff games. So this is like an all-star crew. This crew has not worked together, and that never made any sense to me. I mean, I thought, you know, that the best teams go as a team, and I think the best officiating teams ought to go as a team. I don't think you should get in big games and have all-star crews, but I've always thought, I mean, that's an old thing that's been sitting up there in the back of my head for a long time.
It seems like I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's old.
This is Bennett. To the 35-yard line, a flag on the play.
Oh, and it came out real late, and it was thrown right at Earl Dotson, the right tackle of the Packers, so that means it's going to be holding, and I'm sure it's on number 72. And as you say, that was a late one against a run. Whew.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty.
Earl Dotson.
Repeat the down. 2nd down.
It had to be Earl Dotson because he threw the flag right at Earl Dotson. Again, you see it's run. He has him back here, and he tackled him. Yeah, he did tackle him. Yeah, Dotson didn't complain, and that's why he didn't complain. The only complaint he would have had is that wasn't a hold, that was a tackle.
You could see why the flag was late.
Yeah. That was a pretty good tackle from behind.
2nd down and 15.
You don't have to do that on a run, though. To save your quarterback, you have to, but not on a running play. You don't have to do it, Dotson did.
Favre. Dorsey Levens gets to about the 46. 6-yard pickup. Ron Davis made the stop.
Hey, Reggie White says that he's never enjoyed playing anywhere in his life more than he has Green Bay, and he got, you know, that knee injury, then he got the hamstring, and he's still going to have the hamstring operated on because the hamstring was torn right where it inserts, you know, at the knee, and it's starting to roll up. And he's just hoping it doesn't roll up too much so that he can finish this season.
Here's Favre to throw. Has a man open. Brooks to the Atlanta 25, stopped by Kevin Ross.
That's a big play for the Falcons, and that's a big play for Brett Favre and the Packers. And you wondered when he was going to go back to Brooks. You're going to see Brooks is the outside guy here, and he's just going to run the the hook in here. See, he just comes under control, and then a missed tackle there, makes some moves, gets up the field, understands the field, understands where Brett Favre is. See, and Favre looks in. Once he sees number 87 open, he's going to put everything on that one.
Mike Holmgren said his only concern when Sterling Sharp didn't come back and Brooks was asked to fill that place was, would he be durable enough? And he certainly has been. This is Edgar Bennett. Inside the 20 to about the 19, 18 maybe.
We said that the Packers are going to go as far as Brett Favre will take him. But I tell you, he's getting a lot of help. He's getting a lot of help from Brooks. He's getting help from Shimura. And he's getting a heck of a lot of help from Edgar Bennett.
Really?
I like the job this offensive line is doing, too. This offensive line of the Packers. They're giving Favre some time now, and they're giving Bennett some holes to run in.
Adam Timmerman doing a good job as a replacement.
Yeah, a year ago, Adam Timmerman was playing at South Dakota State. The number 7 draft choice, 7th-round draft choice.
Bennett. Another thing about Bennett is he doesn't fumble.
And now that the Packers, you see, now they don't look conservative because they're starting to get first downs and they have the ball. And one of the things that is tough is when the other team has the ball all the time, and that's what Atlanta did on that last drive. And now the Packers got the ball back, and they're doing the same thing to Atlanta, keeping their offense off the field.
Which is one of the things that they thought they had to do. Run the clock down as much as they could every time. Make some first downs. 12th play of this drive coming up. Favre's going to throw it. Deep in the corner. Touchdown. Touchdown. Levens made the catch, was knocked out of bounds. 18 yards from Favre. What an effort by Dorsey Levens. They say he was pushed out of bounds, and it appeared that that was the case.
See, Levens was in there as a halfback for Bennett that time. Tell you, Favre makes a great throw. Now, there's one where he was knocked out of bounds.
Yep.
You see, if you're up in the air, when you're in the air, if both feet are inbounds as they are right there, then you get hit and knocked out of bounds, then that is good. That's a touchdown. But Dorsey Levens was in it tailback that time. Henderson was the fullback.
That was a good call. Hendrick just does get it down. The extra point's good by Chris Jackie. And Green Bay leads 34-17. 7:45 left to play.
No one can save you now.
Hey, bet we could.
Fools, we will defeat you and take your Miller Lite. Not if we choose the weapon. Paper football, very clever. You kick off.
It's good. We are saved.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. You are worthy opponents. Let us celebrate. I know a good sports bar around the corner. Life is good.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patties, special
sauce, lettuce, cheese,
pickles, onions
on a sesame seed bun.
3 of them, take a big fat break.
Have you had your break?
At McDonald's, have you had your break? Let's see.
Did you want regular or decaf? Hello? Regular? Or decaf? Regular?
Well, at least you know how to keep it from spilling. The powerful Accord V6 from Honda. Possibly the world's easiest decision.
It's going to be the biggest, wildest party of the year, and you're invited to New Year's Eve in Vegas tonight.
Right here on Fox.
Watch this. Here's Dorsey Levens here playing halfback. He's going to come flat and then swing up. Henderson goes on a play pass. And I'll tell you, Brett Favre gives him a pump on the flat and then throws the swing. See him? He pumps, and then he comes back, and then he just throws a perfect throw to Dorsey Levens.
Hendricks' kickoff is going to be handled by Eric Metcalf. Metcalf is down just outside the 30. Terry Mickens made the stop. 7:34 left to play. The Packers 34. The Falcons 17.
Can France and Italy, Austria and England, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands ever really agree on a single currency? Actually, they already have. Gold MasterCard. It's accepted at more cash machines around the world.
Excuse me, guys.
Than any other card. Look for your Gold MasterCard invitation in the mail and apply today.
I can't believe this has happened to me. I mean, the car tires are gone and the battery's gone.
Everybody goes through bad times. And you can see them change as you calm them down, you explain something to them when maybe they were feeling in a position of powerlessness.
Robin, could you call a cab?
That's a great feeling. When something happens to somebody else, I want to give that back.
Thank you so much.
I think that's what this is all about, really.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
So how's your headache?
Well, it's gone. That was fast.
So the Tylenol I gave you worked, even on your really tough headache.
Tylenol worked great, even on my tough headache.
So you were wrong.
I was wrong.
More than aspirin, more than ibuprofen. For headaches, doctors recommend extra-strength Tylenol the most.
I like a guy who can admit he's wrong.
I'm wrong a lot.
Next weekend, catch the excitement of the NFC Divisional Playoffs beginning Saturday when the 49ers take on either the Packers or the Eagles. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Then on Sunday, the Cowboys battle either the Eagles or the Falcons. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check the local listings for the game and times in your area. It looks like right now Green Bay will head west to play the 49ers, who said they worked out against them, against their plays. George gets it to Mathis. At the end of the game, John and I'll select the Miller Lite player of the game. By the way, the attendance today, 60,453. A new playoff record at Lambeau Field. Here's Jeff George back to throw. Metcalf made the reception. 34-17. Packers leading.
I tell you, the Packer defense has really done a good job today of, because when you play the run and shoot, you play with a group of defensive players that haven't played together as a group all year. And they're your base people when you're nickel and dime the whole game, because that's not usually how you play. So they present a different offense for you that you never play against, and you play with an entirely different group of defensive people, and the Packers have made great adjustments.
And the Falcons just had to take a timeout. They'll have 2 left then.
There's no place on this team for a Deion Sanders.
They're gonna be all over you like hot pants on a cheerleader. You ready? I was born ready, partner.
Yeah, I might not approve of that do-rag or fancy footwear, but you're A-okay with me. Thanks, Dad.
Nike presents This Week in Pee Wee Football. Down by 7 late in the 4th. The Wildcats were stripped of everything except their will to strike back. Fueled by the fiery spirit of veteran quarterback Jimmy Peterson, number 7 fends off a pack of marauding jackals, only to watch all playoff hopes come crashing down on the unforgiving Texas turf.
Sure, you've got a car.
got a dog. Even got some fun-loving friends. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it really takes are the 2 cool beers of the mountain man. Smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
Tomorrow, the stars of Melrose Place are showing up in the strangest places. Thomas Calabro guest stars on Ned and Stacy. Courtney Thorne-Smith is dropping by Partners. Catch 2 special New Year's Eve episodes tomorrow, starting at 9, 8 Central on Fox. It's a cheese tie.
Oh, yeah, they got everything. They got cheese head, cheese ties, cheese caps.
1st and 10 at their own 48 for Atlanta. Packers leading 34-17. George to Bert Emanuel. Emanuel's out of bounds on the far sideline by Craig Newsom.
That's one thing that the Falcons are having success with, is that screen pass to the outside receivers. They haven't had any success with a screen pass to Ironhead Hayward, but they just throw it out here. You see the receiver starts out, then he comes back, then the line comes out, and they form the screen out on the sideline. And usually one of the big screens they have is to Ironhead Hayward. The Packers have stopped that all day.
Well, that's the one they feared. Here's George dropping back. Incomplete. Intended for Terrence Mathis. For a McDonald's game break, let's again send you back to Hollywood and James Brown.
They've had a familiar wintry look at Lambeau Field for the championship game of the 1965. Pat Summerall and John Madden.
2nd and 10. Atlanta ball at Lambeau Field.
See, that goes all the way back to knowing your field. Vince Lombardi, Paul Hornung. It was always an advantage to the Green Bay Packers.
And I think it has been today as well. George's pass to Tyrone Brown is complete.
This Jeff George has an arm. He really does. He's just an amazing arm. You know, and he's at the end of his contract, too. In fact, it's his rookie contract. He's in his 6th year. When he came into the league, he signed a 6-year contract. And he's going to be a free agent after this season. The Falcons feel they're going to sign him again, though.
George back to throw it. Shovels it to Hayward. And Ironhead barrels down inside the 10. It'll be a 1st and goal from that point for Atlanta.
Hey, when Ironhead gets a shovel pass and he starts rambling down the field, he said sometimes he likes to get in the open field and just run down the field like he's on a commercial. So then he forgets that there's going to be guys hitting him. I said, what do you mean a commercial? He said, you know, when these guys just run down the field, no one ever hits them. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to just get a ball and run down the field like a commercial. And here he gets and he starts running down the field like a commercial.
But somebody hits him.
Well, they're going to start hitting him now. Now he knows the commercial's over. Yeah, he looked George Teague. He looked George Teague up.
And Teague is down.
I mean, he got that whole body underneath him, and that's, you know, you're going to go backwards when Ironhead Hayward does that. I think Jeff George has a team playoff record there. Completed 343 yards.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited.
Yeah, when we were last week, we were in Chicago.
Yeah.
In the sweat contest, there's no sweat. I don't think when it gets, I would like to see sweat, but I don't think there's any out there.
Not today.
I think it gets a certain degree and you can't sweat.
Well, they start steaming then.
Yeah, but you look down at the lineman, because that's, if you're going to find it, you're going to find it in the offensive lineman. Whitfield, nah, he didn't win anything. Yep. George, he could win the dirt contest. No, there's nothing there. I don't think there's anyone winning the sweat contest. Maybe we have to wait for
dirt contest.
Well, no, a good dirt contest.
Dirt's not bad.
I think Jeff George wins that today. Look at him. The only thing is, you never want your quarterback to ever have any dirt on his back.
Not even to be a participant.
Jersey or pants.
First and goal. Flags on the play. George just handed the ball to Dick Hantak.
Remember last week we were talking to Danny Abramowitz.
Ball start. Prior to the snap, offense number 62, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Dave Richards jumped.
Danny Abramowitz, he's the special teams coach of the Bears last week, and he said Ironhead Hayward is the toughest guy he's ever known in his life. I said, whoa.
That's tough.
That's a lot of guys.
First and goal at the 13 now. George out of the pocket, incomplete. Mathis was in the area. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner, directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director is Rich Russo. Broadcast associates Mike Roig and Fran Morrison. Stage manager is Rich Nelson. Studio was produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill.
And then how about all the other technical people and everything that are here today in this frozen tundra doing a great job out in the elements? Can't beat the elements.
George screen pass to Hayward. Taken down at about the 4.
That's the best way to get Ironhead. He's wearing a glove now. Ironhead has a glove on the right hand, nothing on the left hand. I'm not sure exactly where that came from, but he got something going there. Because he has that finger taped up in the left hand, he probably couldn't fit the glove on there.
Got a little dirt coming out of his helmet.
And Jeff George has some dirt on him where you don't want dirt on your quarterback.
Third and goal at the 4. As the pass deflected, he was aiming for the end zone. Knocked down by Simmons, I believe.
Yeah, Wayne Simmons looked like he was just standing on the line of scrimmage. He wasn't rushing or anything. He was just standing there, and the ball's thrown. You see him, he's right here. He's just standing right there. Boom, look what happened. He jumped up and hit the ball with his right hand. That's a tough thing about throwing. That you have to get it. You have to find lanes all the way, not only at the line of scrimmage, but even beyond the line of scrimmage, and then into the secondary. There's about 3 tiers that you have to find lanes to throw a ball in.
Falcons have decided to go for the field goal with Morton Anderson, unless they have some kind of a fake, and they don't.
Well, they needed 2 scores and a field goal, right, so they may as well go for it.
That was 22 yards from Anderson. And it's Green Bay 34, Atlanta 20, with 4 minutes, 6 seconds left to play.
Dear Midas, my wife's brake light had been flashing on, so we took the car to a repair shop. They failed to properly inspect the brakes and solve the problem. Then we took the car to Midas. Russ did a proper inspection and told me,
"Oh, your brake pads are worn, causing your master cylinder to use more brake fluid, in turn causing your light to go on."
Then I got new pads and a guarantee. I should complain to that repair shop, but I wanted to congratulate you instead. Thank you, Dave Buchanan.
Back in Green Bay at Lambeau Field, the Packers lead by 2 touchdowns, 34-20. Largest crowd ever to see a playoff game here, and they were here early.
They were here, but we got here like 3 hours early, and they were here before us. Atlanta has to set up for an onside kick now, and you can see that the Packers are in an onside kick prevent. In other words, they have their whole hands team in there.
Morton Anderson, of course, is left-footed, so they're on that side. He'll kick it to his right.
And I would expect some kind of shift the way he's going to kick it. There it is right there. So they're all going to go to his right. Here's all the Falcons over here that are going to cover it. So he's going to kick it to that side.
They'll hit it before it goes 10 yards.
The Packers can do that. The receiving team can come across and get the ball before it goes 10 yards. The kicking team cannot touch it before it goes 10 yards.
Marcus Wilson comes up with it.
That says it doesn't go 10 yards, but the Packers come across and they get it. Now had they fumbled that ball and the Falcons got it there, then it would have been the Falcons' ball. But the Falcons can't recover it until it goes beyond 10 yards or is touched by the receiving team.
So the Packers will take over 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 32-yard line.
And these fans are yelling, charge, Pat, they want more.
3 wide receivers. Edgar Bennett.
How about all the points scored this weekend in the playoffs? This has to be some kind of record, doesn't it?
I'm sure.
Look at this. The home team has averaged 43 points. Visiting team 26. I think it'll be a record. That has to be a wild card record, and maybe and San Diego has to play later.
And that won't be, I don't believe, a high-scoring game. Indianapolis and San Diego.
We were talking about getting here early this morning.
Yeah.
This is what they were doing. Look at this. Now you're talking. I mean, there's big, they always have big old meats here and sausages. Look at that stuff. Shrimp doesn't belong here. No, I don't know where that came from. These things belong here. Yeah, what do they call brats?
Brats.
Huh?
Bratwurst.
Big old brats. You go to Green Bay, you want big old brats.
Chocolates. I guess they belong here. They belong anywhere.
Yeah. This guy here looks like he eats big old brats.
Yeah.
That guy there eats big old brats.
I think he's had that cheese too long, I think.
Well, yeah, if you wear your cheese on your head too long, your face turns green.
Now, something's wrong with it. A guy with a cheese head shouldn't be wearing dark glasses.
Well, if you got half a green face, you can.
I guess. Edgar Bennett again. Bennett's getting very close to a postseason record. Flag on the play.
Getting very close to playing a great game.
Yeah.
He made one of the great moves that I've ever seen in my life yesterday.
Personal foul.
Yes.
Unnecessary roughness defense, number 95. Penalized half the distance, first down.
Here's Holt. There's Matt Millen up there.
Here's Matt Millen right there, who works with us at Fox, and he's working on radio now, but he had a fur coat, and he wore this fur coat. It was a beaver coat. And Edgar Bennett says he wanted his beaver coat. So he came on the bus, and Matt Millen gave Edgar Bennett his beaver coat. And Edgar Bennett gave Matt Millen his Green Bay Packer jacket.
But the coat that Matt Millen was just wearing a moment ago is your coat.
Well, that's my coat. I may never get that thing back. But Edgar Bennett made the best move of getting a free coat, a free beaver coat.
You may wind up the loser.
No, heck, I know I will. I'll never see. Yeah, I better see that jacket.
That's Edgar Bennett. Inside the 10 to about the 9. Mo Gardner made the stop.
You know, it happened in front of us, and we saw the whole thing. You know, I really like that beaver coat. I really like this. And then look what he does the next day. I mean, 106 yards. That's a new team playoff record. And look at the guys that had the record before that.
Jim Taylor and Paul Hornung shared the record. Edgar Bennett just broke.
Now, when you break a record of Paul Hornung and Jim Taylor, you have done something. And these guys are in the Ring of Honor. I mean, these guys are all-time Packer greats.
That was some backfield tandem. Edgar Bennett again. Inside the 10, about the 8.
Tempers are flaring. Frustration starting to set in. You know, we talk about, playoffs and the finality of it. And the Falcons are starting to realize that this is their last game. When 2 minutes and 40 seconds go down, their season is over. And everything they've gone through and every hope they've had to go on is going to be over. Now, the Packers on the other side, they know that they're going on, and they're going to play the 49ers in San Francisco next Saturday.
Which means, of course, that the Eagles will play Dallas next Sunday. Bennett again.
You know, they were so fired up yesterday. We talked to Ironhead Hayward, and the whole group, this Falcon group really did feel confident coming in here.
This is a 2-minute warning.
Well, they had the feeling that no one gave them a chance except them. 2 minutes left.
It can't be. I got to see. It is. The 365.
Boss, give a look.
Ugye ez egy IBM ThinkPad 365-ös.
Az bizony.
It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
Yeah. That's my boss. What a guy, huh? Dun, da 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 da, ba da da, na na na, ba da da da, da da. Somebody pinch me.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette Sensor XL. No razor is better.
It could be the fastest way to earn miles on most major U.S. airlines since the invention of the jet. Rent a car from Alamo in January, and you can earn up to 3 times the miles you normally earn when you rent from Alamo, or up to 4 times when you use your American Express card. So for a faster way to a free ticket, just ask Alamo and start earning up to 4 times as many miles. There won't be a faster way to earn them until they start building faster planes.
Back at Lambeau Field, it is cold, but the celebration has begun. And our Miller Lite player of the game is Edgar Bennett. He is not only swapped Matt Millen out of a fur coat, he's played an outstanding game. 25-yard field goal attempt by Jackie is good, and the Packers increase their lead with less than 2 minutes left.
Well, on a day that the Packers came in here and had to win a big game, Edgar Bennett is our Miller Lite player of the game, but you knew that they were going to be able to throw the ball because the Falcons were 30th in pass defense. But you didn't think it was going to be a big running game, and this guy here, Edgar Bennett, had a great running game.
Well, this guy here had a great game, too.
And a great season.
Brett Favre.
Yeah. I was watching TV last night. His dad, Irvin, was all over. Every station I go on, because all the Packers had curfew at 10 o'clock. The Falcons were in bed. And the only one they could get to talk was Irvin Favre. And he was being quoted all over the place.
Brett and Reggie, a match. Is that Maiden or Madden?
Huh? Maiden heaven. No, I mean, those are the guys. And Reggie will say that it's not his team, it's Brett's team.
He did say that yesterday.
He said he wants everyone to know that.
Well, it's his team too, Edgar Bennett.
I tell you, he was making moves. You know, I said Friday I was watching him practice and he moved so well. And then I watched the move he made on the bus yesterday, getting Matt Millen's beaver coat. Then the moves he made today, he may be the player of the weekend.
Edgar Bennett with that fur coat. He went to Florida State, went to high school in Jacksonville. He won't need the fur coat. But I don't think you'll get rid of it.
Yeah, but you look at Pierce Holt there, and they talk about the Falcons, and they were 9-7 this year, got in here and just wanted to get here, get to the dance and then get some wins here and go on. But the finality, hit you. That, a couple hours ago you were thinking of, being in the playoffs, maybe going to a championship game, maybe going to a Super Bowl game, and now you're thinking of going home.
What's that statistic about a dome team? A team that plays in the dome?
Yeah, that they don't win outdoors or they don't win in cold weather stadiums. Right. A dome team has never won a Super Bowl. Dome team has never been to a Super Bowl.
Bert Emanuel was the intended receiver. A playoff fact is the last dome team to win outdoors was Houston way back in 1986.
And there's something to that. I mean, I could just tell the way the Packers felt about this field before the game and the way the Falcons felt. You know, they were changing their shoes and slippery and this and that and cold and the whole thing. That part of the Falcons were beaten before this game ever started.
Second down. Jeff George back to throw. He's still throwing. That pass is incomplete to Bert Emanuel. The frozen tundra. We talked about it earlier. It wasn't frozen today. Well, that sign must have either been made very quickly or somebody had what we were talking about in mind.
Well, you know, this place is so refreshing now. I think when you see or hear all these teams moving and, you know, the thing that's been going on in Cleveland and just knowing that the Green Bay Packers are in Green Bay. They're playing at Lambeau Field, always have played in Green Bay, and always will play in Green Bay.
Stay here. Jeff George. That's because they're not owned by an individual. They owned by the people of Green Bay. Share a stock in a barbershop or any place in town.
You know, and you drive down here, and it's just a little town, and you know, and the homes and the people out in front, and you know, I mean, there's something pure about that. You know, you say to yourself, yeah, now you're talking. This is what it's supposed to be. This is how it all started.
Now that is Green Bay.
You know, then we that have been in this all our life, this is our roots.
First down, Atlanta. Jeff George has to scramble out of the pocket. Pass is picked off by the Packers. Intended for Emmanuel. Doug Evans came up with the interception. And the Packers can now just run it out and prepare for San Francisco.
You know, and I think they've been preparing for San Francisco for a long time because, you know, Mike Holmgren, who's done such a great job here with this Green Bay Packer team. Of course, he was an assistant in San Francisco. He's from San Francisco, played high school football in San Francisco, and so this will be a homecoming for Mike Holmgren.
This place is rocking.
Well, I think they're saying goodbye and thank you to the Packers for this year, knowing that there is a chance they could play another game if both Dallas and San Francisco were to lose.
Then the championship game would be here.
But I don't think anyone has left this stadium, Pat.
Nobody.
I mean, they know that this is their Packer team, and they're going to enjoy every moment of it. Even the people that have standing room are still standing.
Nobody left. Atlanta just took their last timeout.
You know, there's no greater feeling. I mean, you get into a playoff situation, and you're only going to be able to enjoy it tonight. Because tomorrow, or maybe even start tonight, you start thinking about the 49ers. You know, you're happy, you get to go on. I didn't think so. Better give them the bucket. Leroy Butler and Edgar Bennett. But at least brought him a towel. Yeah, Leroy Butler went and got the towel before it froze on him. Something like that could hit you and then freeze right on your head. Man, could get a freeze head out there. But here they come. They're going to get him. Oh, they got him pretty good. A lot went down his back.
Someone is here.
In his right ear. Watch him. He goes for his right ear. Look at him. He grabs the right ear. Look.
Now that is cold today.
Oh, yeah, he got some of his mustache, too. Because then, you know what happens? You get the wet, and then wet freezes. Then you get like icicles hanging off you. I think these fans would just like to sit here the rest of the night and celebrate New Year's Eve here.
They just might do that.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. What a great job Mike Holmgren's done.
What a leader Reggie White's been. And what a quarterback Brett Favre has been. And let's now go down to Pam Oliver, who has Edgar Bennett.
Excellent job for you today. Tell me how you were able to shred that Falcons defense that way.
I just thank God. You know, I give all praise to God for blessing me today. And my offensive line did a great job of blocking. They were blowing guys off the ball, and I just tried to react and make the right reads and gain the most shots I could.
Setting a team playoff record, too.
Hey, on a great day, home in Lambeau, it was snowing, cold. I just thank God.
You put a lot of preparation into your preseason. Tell me about that, and are you seeing the benefits of that now?
I went out to Arizona and worked with Frank Schroeder this past summer to get better as far as with my speed and quickness, and I think it really helped me out. I think it's definitely helped me out down the stretch as far as accelerating and trying to hit the holes.
I know Matt Millen gave you a very hideous coat to wear. You going to wear that thing home?
Absolutely, a great coat. Once again, I thank you because it's a real nice coat.
A beaver coat or something ridiculous.
Something like that. It's in the lines of a fur.
Thanks a lot. Good luck against San Francisco.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. So for John Madden and Pam Oliver, I'm Pat Summerall saying so long from Lambeau Field, where the final score was the Packers 37, Atlanta 20. Be sure to stay tuned for the postgame report. James Brown, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Jimmy Johnson will be along from our Hollywood studio with a look ahead to next week's games. You've been watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.